A world nearly destroyed by a cataclysm, saved by the actions of heroes long gone. A world that has survived, recovered, and even thrived. This is the world of Tyr. Here, the descendants of those heroes and the other survivors of the cataclysm have built great nations, the 8 pillars that support the world. Nearly 1,500 years after the cataclysm, the world is one of relative calm. However, beneath this veneer of peace, great forces move. With every shift and shudder, they threaten to disrupt the delicate balance that keeps the pillars standing. Now, across the world, knowingly or not, people must become heroes, or the pillars will fall and Tyr will be no more. Join us as we follow some of those heroes and see their struggles to keep their world from destruction.
The fuck?
Oh my god. Yeah.
Oh. Can't hear you. You, Galway, specifically.
Check.
Check.
Correct.
Hello.
Wait.
Better now.
Got
Okay.
it.
I clicked the wrong thing because for once, because I'm very, very excited for this, I'm not keeping myself on push to talk. Because
nice.
hands don't want to sit down by my keyboard. Hello everybody,
Fair.
and welcome to Tier Moontree Isle, or as I said to the players last time, welcome to Moontree City. Thank you so much to Sam for the amazing work on the trailer, the musical rearrangement, the sound effects, the video itself. We had a lot of fun with that, getting to put that together, and he put that together in an incredibly short order, which is unsurprising considering it also came right on the heels of the amazing trailer for Spire last time. If you have not already watched that, I would say go do that now, but don't, because we're about to play some D&D and I'm really goddamn excited for it. I will take a moment to read Chelsea's poem. Or actually, who would like to read Chelsea's poem? Stunning
Calling
silence.
any Elise.
I haven't
Can,
done it in
if
a
you
while.
want, I
I
mean-
could do it.
I think we
Yeah.
all kind of.
Oh,
know
unless
something
somebody else
about
was
it.
saying it. I didn't mean to.
No.
Okay, it's 3 parts. It's always hard to know where the breaks are when you're just reading it off of here, huh? The past 2 weeks, the anticipation has been growing. Since that huge reveal, ideas and theories have been flowing. But permit me to deviate from what's about to take part, to provide much-deserved recognition to the DM and his masterful art. The world of Tyr you have created, with its mysteries, details, and puzzles, always leaves the audience and players elated. Oh, sorry, I didn't know where the break was in that one. But don't take my word for it. I've collected some thoughts from some amazing players who've encountered your plots. Awe-inspiring collages so subversive, well-planned, complex, captivating, imaginative, and cryptically divine. Incredible, enthralling, enthusiastically sinister, thrilling tapestries you weave and design. Thank you, Galway, for this world you've created and all that you do. Much love to your crew. I can see and hear you.
Thank you so much, Chelsea, as always.
Hey, so
But yeah. So we are here.
hang on, wait. Can we just say, like, Galway, this is specifically an appreciation poem for you, and I just want to, like, can we pile on that for a minute? Can we
Yeah.
file this? Can we embarrass you and say, like, thanks for being an amazing GM and putting all of this together, because you're great and this is wonderful and I'm so excited to play. So
Thank you.
just want to throw that into the
Totally.
mix.
That means a ton. I mean, and like I said, I said this to all y'all when we finished the last session. I'm really, really, really super happy that you all were the crew that were sort of hitting this potential, because I think you're going to have a ton of fun. I've enjoyed watching everything you have done with your characters up until this point, and I can't wait to have a half-burned cowman walking around Megalopolis with flying cars. It's going to be great. I might have just, in very short order, given that cowman vehicle proficiency, so we're going to see how much that helps. I think I described it as a band-aid on a laceration. No, I'm incredibly excited. I have a Cyberpunk cat shirt on. I love Cyberpunk. I love Magic Cyberpunk particularly. This is a vibe that I love having in games. My favorite campaign up until now that I've ever run was very much kind of in this idea. It was back in the old days when you could meet people and play games together easily. So I'm super excited for this, and I'm super excited for you all to get to experience some of this, some of which will be horrifying. Cyberpunk, don't blame me.
Great,
It's a genre
let's go.
convention.
Fine.
So excited.
Before we get started with this and with the recap of all the shit that happened last time,
Great,
just
yeah, very much.
real quickly, a few points. We are Helpful Goat Games. We are a community of game designers and game content creators. We love our community. It's gotten us through a lot, and we've gotten each other through a lot. If you'd like to join the biggest sort of part of our community, you can use !Discord in chat, join us, and have a lot of fun with us. We do internal streams, we do movie nights, we do lots of discussions about this. Chelsea, who wrote the amazing poem that we led off with, just also asked like a really good question about the reveal from last session, which I answered in there. So yeah, it's a great time. I freely encourage you to do that. Next week, coming up on streams on Wednesday, we will have the Goats of Saltmarsh. We actually named the boat, which I legitimately expected to take weeks.
Admittedly, Rachel needed us to name the damn boat, so that was part of it. You know, most DMs are like, for the love of God, please go to the main objective. Rachel's like, please name the boat. I don't care what it is.
No, I'm like, screw the main objective. Do whatever it is weird that you need to do.
But name the boat along the way. Yes, I'm going to tell you, walking, this was very close to like, there will be no enemies. You can have the conversation, fucking relax. Right. It's fine. Name the boat. It could be named boat. Just name the boat.
You dealt with the delusional God King. Now name your fucking boat.
Yeah, so that'll be coming up on Wednesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we will have Spire, featuring Elise GMing. And nope, she's not below me. She's over there. It's fine. You're below me on this screen. I managed to fuck it up.
I'm looking at the Discord.
Didn't even get to intros, and I screwed up the directions. We're good. I'm really gonna fuck myself up soon because I'm probably gonna switch to the non-mirror display so that like my shirts get out to stream with legible text, and then I'm just totally screwed. There's no chance I'm ever going to manage to do anything right again. That is amazing. It's scintillating. That, like I said, last episode of that featured a new trailer from Sam, and frankly, yeah, if you haven't seen it, go check it out on the Twitch VOD. Check it out.
A new overlay from Galway. Several new overlays from Galway, which is also awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. And it was also just a really amazing session last time. I'm sure it'll be a really amazing session next time. And then on Friday, this time slot, 9 p.m. Eastern, we will have Goats and Dragons, The Fates of Rin, in which, without spoiling a lot, Charity's probably about to threaten to peel someone, so he's a little nettled. But yeah, we stream every week here on twitch.tv/helpfulgoat. You can check out our archives at YouTube to look for Helpful Goat Gaming. You can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Helpful Goat for updates. And you can check out our 2 podcast feeds, Goats and Dragons, which contains the campaigns that Andy has run in his world of Banya, including the Dom and Dragons campaign we played with Dominic Monaghan, and Helpful Goat Presents, which has a lot of different things. It has a lot of one-shots, a lot of like seasonal events, and it also contains the podcast for all of Tier. Please go ahead and check those out. And then the last thing I want to cover before we get to what happened last time on Tier and the reason for, you know, the overlay, the amazing trailer, and all the rest of it, is if you use !donate in chat, you will get a link to the Trevor Project, which is a charity that benefits LGBTQ youth in America. Again, we emphasize COVID has been awful for everybody, but for a lot of groups with less resources, less privilege, it's been a lot worse. There's a lot of statistics on that page that can tell you exactly the many, many ways that it is worse for LGBTQ youth in America. And we encourage you to both look up those sort of national things and also look for a local charity that benefits the same cause, the same group, because donations of time, money, effort, resources, even connections go a really long way for them. And they have a huge, huge impact. If you would like to donate to us and, you know, enable us to keep making amazing art like the trailers and telling really, really fun stories, you can use !coffee, KO-FI, and give us a donation on our coffee page. All right, I think I am done jabbering. I'm like, it's kind of good that I couldn't hear the trailer because, as I said to Sam, every freaking time I like play it, I kind of start bouncing in my seat. So it might have been distracting. What happened last time? How did we get to Moontree City?
Well, Lachlan was an adventurer. That's my first note. It feels like 3 years ago. Sam, you're...
That's also my first note. Lachlan was an adventurer.
Lachlan was an adventurer. Let's tell you the story of Lachlan the adventurer. Everyone, the content you're tuning in this week for.
Mine says Lachlan says divination is wonky.
Yeah, he's a diviner, and all of his signs were pointing to not good. And then 9 days ago, there was a deep pulsing. Always words.
Deep pulsing noise.
Elise was like, no, it stopped there.
I didn't write the word noise down.
It definitely just stopped there. There was a full stop.
Something similar. His uncle had a thing. had a thing with no divinations working, but it was all coming back like beginning, like it's all just returning that like something is starting or something is like looping almost like to a beginning point. I don't know. Looping is my word. That's not what I don't have that written down.
And
That's
the
just...
uncle was one of the people that was in the Library of Souls.
Yes.
Oh,
Go check
yeah.
out that one shot over on the YouTube page in the World of Tier section.
I have lots of several scribbled lines of where I was trying to write down the prophecy, and
Oh, you
gave
did
it
say
up.
you were going to give us the prophecy. Did you?
He gave it to me.
Okay.
I gave you a different version than what you all got. Give me a hot moment, and I will just drop it in chat. Actually, I'll make a handout for it. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
We did determine that the wadded up waterlogged paper that Dent had was from Salate's journal. We were able to kind of pick it apart and learn that she was investigating possible disturbances. And she hadn't yet investigated the North Beach and Moontree Rock. And then Lachlan told us stories about Moontree Rock, that there are fae there, the boundaries between realms are thin, it's beautiful.
Touristy.
Lachlan, as a side note, we learned that Lachlan learned spells by cobbling together pieces of old spell scrolls into new spells, so that was pretty cool.
That's very cool.
I have the cabbage BBs. That's what I call them, cabbage BBs. Are from Nero's forest before it burned.
Yeah. I
and
have
then
notes about that.
yeah, I have oops, I tuned out. That's my next note. So this is a great time
Wow.
for Rachel to take over.
You're like Rachel's backstory.
Oh God, I guess I'll just
Well, to be fair, you were also busy dismembering a body so that you could ask it questions later. I don't remember who's carrying
Yeah,
that at the
we were.
moment.
Oh, right. I have the head.
Yes,
oh my God, we just took a head.
Nero.
I have a head.
Yeah. The severed dwarf's
I
head.
forgot
Hey,
about that.
did the head like age 400 years or decay or
I don't think.
I don't
we're
think
ever
he's
gonna
checked it
actually
yet.
get to do anything
Oh
with
God,
it.
we're in a city. We're gonna get caught with a head.
Step one, get caught by the cops. Things are overlapping quite strangely with Spire right now.
Catch
Oh,
doesn't
geez.
know the rest of these people, so he's just
Uh-huh.
gonna keep on walking.
The veggie pygmies are from the forest or the woods that my whole tribe burned down in. They called me a moss giant, which I am very excited for, and I'm going to be telling everybody I'm a moss giant instead of a firbolg from now on. They told me that it wasn't bandits like I thought that had burned down the forest accidentally, but it was salt demons. And so I have a note now to ask Dylan about salt demons. And then I made a promise to them to go back and talk to them and check the woods for a place for them to live. They gave me a quarterstaff that is made of the wood of my home. It has a cool name that I have right here, the Woven Wood Staff. Once a day, it allows me to talk to plants. So later, after we left to go towards Moontree Rock and look for the Dellen's people, because I totally wrote notes on all that stuff, I talked to Grass, named Grassworks, because of course it was. And we had a whole long conversation. They couldn't remember what had happened. There was like a big booming thing and something came down and they didn't remember it at all and they didn't have words for it. And so I also wrote down in my notebook that I would come back and promise to teach them vocabulary. And that, shockingly, is the end of my notes. I know the other
There
stuff
were-
happened. I just didn't write it down.
I have so much.
Yeah,
I don't think you're
lot.
going back to teach that grass
I
vocabulary.
am going back to teach that grass vocabulary. I swear to God.
It's gonna be all new grass, even if it's just like a week and a half later. Someone mowed. Now it's
so-
juniors.
So we did get the head of the glaive, and we already had the staff. Oh, so we got the head
Mhm.
from inside of Lachlan's, right?
Right.
Mhm.
And we assembled that, and it was the like glaive of thunder and lightning, or rod of thunder and lightning. It just says thunder and lightning.
It's just called Thunder and Lightning. It is a glaive.
Okay.
But
Okay,
it's the name of it is just Thunder and Lightning.
And last session, we said that Ressa was going to get it, but we've actually kind of retconned that before stream, and so Dent is going to be taking said glaive, but I'm not going to get to attune to it until a long rest. So
Yeah, because I had already, Ressa had already attuned to it on our short rest, so we're not retconning that.
We also found out that the fish people had electrical burns. Is that right? On their backs? And that we questioned Lachlan about the spells to see how we could end the magic without killing the people. And he said that the magic is cast into the flesh. It's more fish creature than person once it actually transforms the person. And then with spells like this, killing the person who inscribed the spells either undoes the spell or kills the affected people immediately. So our best bet to save them is to try killing whoever did the spells, but we don't know if that will actually save them or kill them. But we can't save them without, there's no other way that we can know of as of yet, or that Lachlan was able to think of that would work better.
can't hear you.
Sorry. There was also the rain, like downpour thing that happened before we went to after the plant pygmies, before the grass.
Mm-hmm.
Did we do that one already? Did we talk about
between
that?
two plants?
No.
Between two
There was
plants.
a rain between two plants. Yes.
Catch heard a lot of things in the rain. Right?
Yeah, big deafening boom, explosion of light on the horizon.
And echoes persisting even after the storm passed, which was new.
That was the explosion we saw. That it was on top of a hill. And
Yes.
so we went.
And there was a magic circle glowing and burned into the ground.
Which
And
is
it
when we
was-
talked to Grassworks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we also did send a lizard in as reconnaissance into the conjuration circle.
Jebediah returned, though.
It wasn't Jebediah because
wasn't
Zero
Jebediah.
wasn't willing to sacrifice Jebediah. It was just another lizard that Jebediah helped convince by being like, they're nice. to this other
Jebediah was
lizard.
like, yeah, just fucking do it.
I haven't died yet.
Yeah. All right, there I've got Nero speaks to plants to find out what came or went in the summoning circle. Grass isn't very smart. Oh no, this conversation is going sideways.
Yes. Then we went to the rock.
Great. I don't know what you're talking about.
There were white and silver streaks. Oh, that's just a description of the rock.
The grass couldn't say something. They couldn't say the name of what it was that came.
Yeah, it was like a should can't situation, but okay. Dellen was panicked when we got to the ridge, but was also kind of like confident being on home turf. Took us into a cave. We left the horses with a torch. Those poor horses. Who knows what happened to those horses? They could be. I mean, it's I'm just saying 450 years as if I know how many years in the future it is. That's not true.
Or that it is the future. Yeah, so I've got it's like super slick in the cave. There's water dripping everywhere. We're sneaking along.
I have the note time fuckery. We don't know with an exclamation point. It is the stench of salt water specifically, which we thought was interesting, which gets us to the cavern where there was all this like stuff that Dellen was like, this shouldn't be here, including like a big pool of water and some amber crystals on top of like a stone in the middle, maybe. And then the doors that would lead to Deephold were uncovered instead of covered by illusory magic, but they hadn't been breached. And that's when Margaret and the I have Ankind and Angst ? Clearly got that name right. We're flanking them. Margaret, and then you came to see our Lord reborn. You brought friends, and then we fled from a big fight.
Fuck Blue.
Oh, we fought Cthulhu. Mm-hmm.
We tried
I thought
at first.
Briefly.
Yes, we poked
Very
once with
quickly, but still.
Little bit of Fight of Cthulhu.
ran.
I stunned Cthulhu
You
briefly.
I will also say you just that's what it looks like when a monk goes nova. It was just like, no, I am going go to sleep, 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 go to sleep. Thank God.
Yeah.
During the fight, Dellen got rewound somehow. Remember when that happened? They like rewound Dellen back from, and then we heard torrential downpour from the surface, and then we emerged to the surface through that escape hatch that Dellen told us about, and ended up in Moontree
I
City.
lightning Lord Dellen back to safety.
Yes, that was very cool.
Mhm.
Yeah, and now we're in Moontree City.
As we were running out from the cave tunnel thing, we were seeing cracks around us, and then when we finally emerged from said cave was when we saw that we were surrounded by very, very, very tall buildings and flying vehicles and bright lights, and yeah.
Indeed. I think that just about covers where you are, and now I'm lost on the tabs. It's fine. And so yeah, you lightning lured Dellen back, and it seemed like that didn't it took some effort for that to work. This wasn't just physically moving him, like you had to make an Arcana check, and it felt like you were pushing against some other type of force in order to get Dellen back. And once you did that, that was where you started, that's when you saw cracks form in the air and heard like almost the sound of snapping glass. And then you fled down the tunnels. You kind of got out into the rain, panting, and looked up and saw all around you what the players would know of as skyscrapers, but to these poor characters from sort of a Renaissance fantasy setting are just impossibly tall towers of glass and metal with lights on them glowing in the night. You see vehicles whizzing back and forth in the air. Above all of it, you see a massive tree glowing slightly, and then towers sort of stretching out in every direction. You turn, you have no goddamn idea which way anything is, but you can see across water, which scans for where you were. You can see bridges reaching off in multiple directions that are just enormous. Like they disappear almost out to horizon. You would fully believe that they could have stretched everything that you know of as Moonwatcher Lake. And you sort of stand, and Ressa specifically asked Dellen if he knew this was here. And sort of as she turned to ask him that, just sort of saw Dellen. Where the hell are we? And where the hell you are is, give me one moment. Thank God, Cyberpunk has an ambience of always raining. Feels like that's probably deafeningly loud to everybody else because I can hear.
Mine sounds good.
Okay.
I can hear it just a little bit.
Chelsea, you'll tell us if she's dying. This is weird.
Minnow immediately tries to go back through the door.
So, you find yourselves, and I'll just give you that, you find yourself standing in an open square. Beneath your feet is not stone or dirt, but something that looks very similar to cement, but it's stretching for just distances. And like you can't use cement at this distance. Stretching to the sky, you have to believe them to be buildings, but these are impossibly tall and seem to be made purely out of glass and metal. Some of the buildings around you have glowing signs hanging on them, just sort of sitting there illuminating the rainy, dark air. And you think you can see vehicles of some kind slicing through the air above you. And as you sort of stand here still panting from this race down the stone corridors and tunnels. Every breath that you take in, unfamiliar smells fill your nose, along with the wet and the damp of the air around you. And this place seems very real and profoundly unfamiliar.
I am immediately in my brain going to reach out and see if, like, Bion, Bion, are you with me?
Give me a religion check then. And I will also say, as this is happening, Minnow, you are turning on your heel to go sort of back behind you the way you came.
Yeah. I just shoved Dylan out of the way. I'm like, nope.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
Oh,
Heather.
no.
Okay, well, a 6 for religion. You don't immediately feel Bion's presence, but that isn't necessarily, you're not necessarily concerned by that. It's not like every time you just reach out to Bion, especially without, say, invoking magical rituals, you feel his presence.
Right.
And it doesn't feel, I know it's a weird thing to say, it doesn't really feel more absent than normal. This isn't like, oh God, I'm in a total void here. Minnow, you spin on your heel to go back into the cave entrance, and just sort of come up short. This cement is sloped up very slightly, and it's so it sort of curves and lips up, and you can see as it does that the rainwater is just sort of pooling and then running off to the side, and you can see that it's the top of a staircase that leads down with metal bars in the middle of it. Above your head there is a glowing sign that reads Underroad, though the glyphing is strange. You don't hear anything or see anything, but you're damn sure that you didn't run up a stairway.
I know I've been having weird memory things lately, but this all wasn't here when we went down into the cave, right?
We have not been here before.
Are we? Did I fall asleep?
You want me to pinch you?
Yes.
Guys,
Will you
Actually, just
also
a-
be in this?
Can you
Is this all magic? I mean, oh my
Dylan,
God.
is this another one of your
just a
disguising
full
things?
slap across the face, Nero? Okay.
I
for
don't
me.
think I can do that.
Rasa, catch. You can slap me, right?
I'll slap you.
Okay,
Walked
thanks.
off and is looking around.
I love the fact that also 3 different panicked conversations are going on during this. Dylan's going, I don't know what this is. This is not, no, I didn't do this. I don't know what could do this. We were supposed to be in a small grove of trees near Moontree Rock, off to the north a ways.
Okay,
I'll
this
look
mass
around and
hallucination
see
is
if I can
hilarious,
find
but
any trees.
let's wake up now. And I'm
I-
literally gonna go ahead.
I was just gonna say, can I do a perception check to see if I can see any trees?
Absolutely.
There was the one big tree.
Dylan said trees, and I was like, yeah, I can look for trees.
24. This square is surrounded by massive buildings, at least massive on any scale you're used to. So you would be used to 1 or 2 stories for buildings, maybe 4 or 5 for towers, but even castle walls are not much above anything like that. Their outsides are just sort of this drab, seamless stone that is broken only by occasional windows of massive size or metal covered doors. It's hard to tell like they seem like maybe they're openings. Some of them have glowing emblems, and in some of them you can see lights in the windows, like stories up. Most of them are intermittently covered with like sort of paintings down at your level. Maybe it's writing, it's hard to tell. Sort of bright, colorful on the walls. And you do not see a single goddamn tree, except the real big honking one that's like very far away.
So I'll look to Dylan and be like, that's the only tree. Is that where we're supposed to be then? Since there are no trees here?
I don't think... I feel like I would have remembered the big glowing tree.
Should I ask someone? I'll ask someone.
I can ask someone. Ping, 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 ping. Ed.
Hey there, buddy. What the fuck is all this then?
You know, I was gonna ask you the same thing. So I guess that means you don't have much of an idea of where, when we are.
Sure don't, buddy, but I can tell you that there's a massive amount of magical energy around. Feels kind of nice.
Around. Want to point me in a direction?
Oh, it's just about everything. Like, there's just lots of magic here. Not just
hey guys, do not cast detect magic because everything is magical.
Good to know.
Okay. I'm gonna try casting message, the cantrip, to. I mean, obviously the cantrip. Who did I do it to last time? Was it Catch? And I was like, yeah, I'm gonna cast it to Catch and be like, is this working?
Give me a quick Arcana check.
Me? What? An Arcana check?
Yeah.
Oh my god, you're gonna make Minna literally so paranoid if this fails. She's gonna be like, it's all a hallucination. 19?
You go to cast a message, and you're about to say like, hey, Catch, and your voice just almost halts. It is effortless. Normally you have to kind of focus a little bit and get the spell just absolutely no resistance. It feels like pushing something like through air, after like waving your hand through the air after you've been waving it through water.
Cool.
And it lands, I presume.
Yes, and then you sort of go, and then whatever message you were going to say to Catch. And Catch, you hear Minno's voice in your head.
Galway, do you want to put the map up so that chat can see?
Yep, sure do. I meant to do that.
Elise was excited about motorcycles, so I want.
Hell yeah. Yeah, so to Catch, I was just saying, like, can you hear me? Is this like I did last time when I was trying to, when I was suspicious that you were a hallucination?
Not getting in my head.
Okay, so this isn't a hallucination. We are actually wherever this is. Hey, Nero, you don't.
I'm like
know.
all over here looking for people, so you can.
Okay,
I can still
guess,
hear you. You just have to talk a little louder.
Well, who else has the message cantrip? Ressa?
Nope.
Sam? Or sorry, Dent?
I think
Just
you're the
me?
only one with message.
I do, yes. Sam,
I was going to say, I thought.
does.
Sorry, Dan.
No. I think he was kidding. I don't
Dent
think.
did, but no.
No,
Okay.
I do not. Dan does not.
I'll
Dylan.
go to Ressa then, and I'll be like, okay, so I just used message, like, you know, the cantrip, and it was like, it was weird. You have some cantrips, right? What?
Sure.
What's the oldest cantrip in your book? Try it. See how it goes for you.
I'll touch you and say, may Bion be with you. I'll guidance you. And then I'll sacred flame. in my hand.
And then I'll sacred flame you.
No, you can do it. I can just do it in my hand,
Yeah.
can't I?
I just like
Sure.
Bion be with you.
Oh no, I can.
Because you'll get no help from Ressa.
So no sacred flame. Okay.
Kill
So I'll
them
just pass
all.
guidance.
Let Bion sort them out. So you cast guidance. Give me a quick Arcana check. You're gonna see Dellen sort of like and like
Yeah, you do it too.
yeah, he's gonna like look at his robes, which are kind of like, you know, wet because it's raining heavily, and he's gonna like shield it a little bit and like cast it, and it looks like he's trying to dry it, and his eyes sort of pop open. Ressa, yeah, you feel the same thing. Again, it's this idea of almost every time you're able to cast spells, you're able to cast cantrips, certainly, like pretty easily. It's not that it's hard, but doing it now just feels like you've been sitting like in a pool, waving your hand back and forth like kids sometimes do, and then you've like raised your arm out of the water, and it just so easy, so simple. Like it never seemed like it was difficult before. You almost didn't notice that there was resistance before, but now you can tell you're used to having resistance on this. And Dellen's gonna similarly be like, it doesn't normally feel that easy.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
While all this is happening, Nero is just wandering around away, going hello and looking for people.
So Nero, in addition, we'll just roll over your perception check for trees to people, because trees are people too. You don't see anybody. You do see like lights in windows, like multiple stories up, but a lot of these buildings are more what you would associate. I mean, except they're also much bigger, but seem more like storehouses. Like they don't have people-sized doors on them that you can see. Maybe they never do. A lot of them don't have any windows at like the ground floor. They start several stories up. And yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot of people through here. As you've sort of walked this way, you do see that the sort of this flat cement is broken up by sort of a dark crisscrossed path that seems to be made out of something different. It has markings on it on the ground, so maybe it's for something. I also like that, like in chat, people were discussing, like, God, how are the characters able to prepare? I'm like, descriptions are real difficult for me right now. I'm like, okay, everybody knows what some of these things are, but none of the characters have any fucking idea what some of these things are.
Streetlight. That's a streetlight.
Sorry, Catch has walked over to where these weird motionless horses are.
So yeah, you walk over. You would suspect these are some kind of vehicle. They have wheels, 2 wheels, set front and back. They have sort of handles coming off of them. They have pretty clearly like a seat in them. But there's sort of switches and dials on it. You're not exactly, when I say not exactly, I mean you're not at all sure how one would operate this. Like there's no apparent pedals. There's no place to hitch a like draft horse or mule to it or anything. Yeah.
Curious. So I'm just checking out everything. I
Yeah,
don't seem to be phased too
follow.
much by the fact that we're not where we were.
Yep, just try to interact with that screen again, instead of the one that is actually my DM screen that controls things. Doing good, doing well. So yeah, you can see that there seem to be like 5 of these things. You also now, as you're kind of going this way, Nero, you also notice this, but giving the description to them, you can see there's these like tall poles that light is emerging from the top of them. It's fairly dark here. Like, it was getting later in the day anyway, but not this late. Though it is here extremely overcast and rainy, so maybe that's part of it, but it also seems like it's maybe night. You can see, you can also see sort of signals with sort of colored lights on them. And for mercy's sake, I'm going to say let's pause right here. And as you all are looking around, you hear a very familiar noise. You hear the noise of something cutting through the rain in the air, hissing through the air. And then as it gets closer, you hear a piercing noise. Wee, wee. And you see, as you now like try to catch, like looking up, you can see that from this sort of flow of flying vehicle somewhere above you, one is dropping very sharply and is dropping down. And as you're sort of like watching, and not like that's, you know, a normal sight for you, it sort of not skids in, it's in the air, but it halts above the square and about 45 feet up. And you see a metal, like one of the sides of it rolls up, and dropping, like ropes drop down, and you see then sliding down them are multiple figures who then land in the square, especially when the game actually, like, you know, lets them land in the square.
Anyone else just now putting together that all of those glowing lights that we were seeing from Torment
And the
Mile?
squishy sounds. Yep. Click, click.
I haven't taken a single note. I'm so
I know.
What happened to
I'm like, whatever, it's fine. We'll remember.
So you see a whole,
God, we're gonna get in a fight with the cops. Let's.
you see 5 people drop. Behind them, sort of in the back as you wave, they land, and like almost as soon as they land, they fan out a little bit. And then one in the back, a human, apparently a human man, you're going to see him just sort of put his hand to his ear for a second, nod, point at you, and then you hear, "Capture, Umzakada." And at that, you are going to see all of the figures draw what you can only assume are weapons. 2 of them have what appear to be thin clubs drawn, and the others have drawn what look like maybe small hand crossbows that look very odd. And I'd say let's roll for some initiative.
Ketch immediately is going to turn to Dylan and say, "Get behind," because he's still weak.
Nero
Oh,
is
I didn't
absolutely
select my
walking up to
token.
them, so
Where is Finch? Is Finch with
Finch
us?
Finch popped. Finch got popped in the battle.
That's
I'll be
right.
right back. Keep going.
Yes! I did
Still
really
won't
well
let
on
me.
initiative for once.
Okay, just a
Oh
second.
no. Unlike some of us, Heather.
Yeah, I've done it twice. I've clicked my token.
How long does guidance last? Can I take guidance on
Why
this
not come
initiative?
up?
Okay, I
It
added
just
you.
won't send me to the turn tracker.
I added you manually.
added me?
I don't know what's going on. Let me just
My
double.
first one was 5.
Roll20 has been very delayed for me too. So
So Minnow's first was a 7. Sorry, I ended up clearing. No, your first was a
Oh.
5.
I'll roll
No.
again.
Mine?
Yeah, yours
No,
was a
mine was
7.
a 7.
5.
I have a question. Does guidance apply to initiative? Because technically Ressa guidanced me a while ago, but
Yes,
I
it is
didn't- I don't-
actually technically a skill check. Because
Does it count?
yes,
Can I
it
do
would.
it?
You could expend it if you want to.
So it's a D4.
Any
Oh, wait,
ability.
mine's not popping over either.
Yeah, I'm gonna
I
add
rolled
everybody. I
twice.
have no idea what's going on. I'm just manually adding them and trying to get
I
them
had a
like
16 first.
off the list. So 9 for you.
No, 16 was my
Minna.
first roll.
Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yes, 9 for me.
Nero had a 10. I just banished Nero to the map layer. It's fine. Instead of adding a turn, I'm just like to the darkness with you. It's fine. And I also have to. It's very frustrating because I use my numpad to switch the overlays, but I also use my numpad to type.
Oh.
So I keep flickering back and forth. Sorry about that, chat. In case you've ever wondered why that happens sometimes, that's why. Dent was 19, so I need catch with a 16. And then that is... Oh yeah, Precious Baby. Oh, Precious Baby. Sorry, just trying to get all these in.
Good. Oh, hello, cat. Goodbye, cat.
Okay, Dent, it is your turn first. What would you like to do?
So just to recap the events that happened briefly right before we were rolling initiative, we all heard them say capture.
Yes.
And then some
Okay,
weird dirt.
and then they signaled, and now they're all drawing weapons. Okay.
These also look
That-
like to you very practiced movements. Like this was essentially the one who was touching his ear, the human man, who's also not wearing a helmet compared to most of the others, just sort of seemed like nodded, gave a command, and instantly they all basically spun on their heels and were getting ready to
Okay.
go.
Which of these people looks the most heavily armed?
They all look pretty similarly armed. The two that are closest to you, the two sort of in front here, are the ones that have what look like sort of thin clubs in their hands. And then the ones a little bit further back are the ones that look like maybe they have some kind of projectile weapon. And you have not actually seen the one that seems to be the leader draw a weapon yet.
But he does seem to be the leader, and they floated in on something.
They came in on one of these hovering vehicles and then basically not repelled, but slid down ropes from about 45 feet up.
I propose we call them baton boys and gun boys.
Baton boy, gun boy, leader boy.
See, I was going with Sky Pirate, but okay.
Okay, I'm going to cast Puppet on a guy not wearing a helmet.
On leader boy.
Okay, onto leader boy.
Baton boy. Oh, okay.
And assuming he, what does he have to save? He has to succeed a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, he has to move in a direction of my choosing, up to his. Let's see.
How's that 19? Doing for
Oh,
you.
damn it. Okay, he's succeeded that. Okay. Well, there goes that. I'm going to go ahead and use my action surge.
Sure.
And I'm going to target not baton boys. How many of them have what appear to be hand crossbows?
Two of them. You haven't, the two that they're sort of further back have those drawn. And like I said, you have not seen leader boy draw a weapon yet.
Okay. I'm gonna can as a free action I shout So the teammate, hey, are we like attacking?
Yes. Are we attacking?
Are we allowed to answer?
Oh, yeah, I'll let you have a very brief answer.
I feel like we should talk first.
Those weapons are drawn.
Rachel doesn't feel that way, but
No, I
Minnow
know.
does.
You're
Minnow
talking
feels
off.
this way. Minnow says those weapons are drawn.
I like that Rachel clarifies, like, no. Rachel gets it. And then Elise clarifies, no, I mean as Minnow. Fuck these guys.
So let's go ahead and let's do a nice old magic missile. Can't go wrong with that.
Literally. Who are you targeting?
The 2 gun boys and leader.
So 1 for each of them? We'll call the first
Yeah.
one leader boy, second one, and third one will go to the gun boys.
And as this happens, did it roll all 3
It
of
rolled
them?
1.
What is going on? Okay, I'm gonna click it 2 more times, and we're just gonna deal with it.
Roll 20 is having a day, everybody. Bear with us. Okay, so a 5, a 2, and a 3.
Yeah.
I basically assigned these counterclockwise. That's a note.
Sure. So yeah, I snap into existence my great blade and pink, pink, pink.
Give me a quick insight check, then.
Oh, it's a good thing I'm so insightful, Galway. -1 to whiz. Here we go.
Fine. It's gonna be
6.
fine.
You're pretty sure that they did actually normal damage, though. And as you're kind of looking at them, you realize as you're kind of looking at them that they are not wearing anything that really corresponds to what you would think of as armor. But when the sort of magic missile hits, you can see that there is almost plating inside their clothing. But they don't look like you, but you think that they're actually pretty heavily guarded. Oh. You're gonna see him sort of hold his fingers to his ear again. And then you're gonna see him just wipe his hand sort of through the air. And those close to you can now see a small light appear in each of the helmets, like against the mask, of the other 4. And then he's gonna sort of step back behind the wall. Those are low sort of barricades, only about like thigh high. Catch.
Here. Pull out my longbow.
Okay.
I'm gonna shoot for the guy that we believe is the leader.
Poor leader boy. He's just taking a lot of abuse.
Let's see.
Yeah, man, I feel really bad for the cops.
Did the
I know you do, yeah. 23 hits.
Okay, so, I don't know that I've ever actually used this one, so I'm not sure how to do it. For precision attack, does that go towards like the attack roll to see if it hits, or does that go towards the damage? Because it just says you do it before any effects of the attack are up.
I'm just going to look at that. Sorry.
Yeah, because
I don't. Sure. That's a very long list that they have when you make it. Okay, so this would. This is basically a thing that lets you increase your chance to hit, and you can do it after you roll, but before I tell you whether it hits or not. So if you rolled a 15, you could be like, well, remember I have precision attack. Don't tell me if that hits or not. Yeah, I'm gonna spend it. And then you know if you rolled a 4, it'd be like, oh, it's a 19. So this one doesn't bump your damage at all. It just makes it more likely for you to hit. But the 23 definitely hit. Nice. Very good.
What kind of weapon did he have? He had what looked to be like a projectile weapon.
You haven't seen him draw a weapon at all.
Okay. I get another attack, right?
You do.
Yes, I do.
Yes.
So I'm gonna shoot him again.
That is a 9.
So I can now use the precision attack, yes?
If you wanted to. You just have to sort of judge, do you think precision attack could help you hit him?
Everyone also has inspiration.
Worth remembering.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use one. So I'm gonna roll a d8. See if that helps. Roll 20.
15 total. 15 does not hit.
Okay. Then
You're going to see now, similarly to what Dent saw, you're going to see like the arrow launches in, and he kind of looks like he's just wearing clothing, and it hits and very clearly deflects off, so it looks like there is sort of armor plating. Just not obvious, like shiny metal plating.
I think that is my turn then. Yes, I'm done.
Aw, yeah. Enemy time.
Oh, hey, friend.
I am
He
suffering.
walks up to me and I'm gonna say, hello.
All right. So, Nero.
He moved and not on his turn.
No, that actually I fucked up. I forgot it wasn't his turn.
Oh, okay. I was like,
I was auto-programming the way they were going to move.
Legendary movement.
Does a 14 hit you, Nero?
Good question. I got new AC now. Nope. It don't.
How about a 16?
Nope. Because
Nice.
that helm. If I didn't have the helm, it would.
Give me a perception check real quick.
Okie doke. Coming trying to hit me with a baton, and I just kind of move out of the way like this and to notice things.
25. Very good. As the baton like whips down through the air at you, you can see raindrops that it hits electrify. You also can see kind of as he swings at you and his shoulder turns towards you before he follows it up with another swing. There's the emblem on his shoulder of a dragon, like a dragon's head. And yeah. But yeah, you're pretty sure that that's not just a club at that point. Ressa.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure an 8 doesn't hit you, so I'm just going to keep rolling along. Pretty sure a 12 doesn't hit you. Well, good news. These guys can't roll for shit. Catch. Oh, right. I should have done that, but I didn't, so I'm not. Does a 10 hit you, Catch? I don't think it does.
No.
She shook her head no.
Sorry,
Okay.
I said no.
Does a 16 hit you? You're going to see the people who are close. The little like light that showed up on that helmet will flicker briefly. Does a 16 hit you?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I rolled the wrong person. Again, I'm just really thrown off by the fact that I've done this to myself. Go ahead and take 3 piercing damage. And then dent.
That doesn't hit, Galway. That really doesn't hit.
And these boys were not ready.
That was a what? Yes! Double crit fail.
Very good.
Oh my god, these are the most incompetent soldiers
That
ever.
guard should like fall dead right there. I mean,
Fell twice with his fucking
die.
electrified baton.
So now, actually, that one, the 2 in the back you saw held up the weapons, and they are indeed projectile weapons. You see a brief flash of energy as they fire it, and Ketch, you're pretty sure there is something like lodged in your shoulder, where they hit you.
How dare you use guns against us?
Nero.
Oh, okay. Nero is going to look sadly at the person next to him, and he's going to say, we didn't do anything. I'm just going to try and put you to sleep. And I'm going to hit him. Or attempt to.
21 hits.
As long as you roll better than the guards, we'll be good.
7.
7 bludgeoning, very good. Nope, that is
And-
not the one that manages things. It's fine.
I'm going to spend my final key point to... Because I used them all.
Yeah, I was going to
try
say,
and
how
run
many
the
do you
fucking
have
avalanche.
left? Because you dropped like
I used 5.
5.
And I have 6, because you have as many as your level.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I will try to stunning strike. So con save 14. Damn it.
Oh.
16. I'll also, just for the flavor of it, 18. As you're right in his face, you see the little light flicker, and you almost feel him move out of the way of the blow even more, like at a snap second.
So like he doesn't take as much damage?
No. He still took the normal damage from the blow, but like he spun away from the part of it that would stun him. Like you landed, you hit, and then as he was going to sort of like brace himself, you actually saw him twist so that like some of the force that would stun him deflected out.
And I'm going to do extra attack, but I am going to just say, Nero feels really bad right now, but it's also like,
I'm sorry.
please stop hurting my friends and I'll stop hurting you.
You kidding? Most of these guys are still trying to hurt your friends.
I know.
They're still trying to start hurting your friends.
Oh.
Oh.
10, not
That's
so
a
much.
10. And then I'm gonna I get to do bonus attack with the punch, right? I don't know why I don't have that.
Yes,
specifically written
you can do
down
a
in my
bonus
book.
attack with your martial arts.
Right. Legitimately don't know why that's like the one thing I didn't put in there. 23.
Jesus Christ. Yep.
5. And just remember, I don't know if it matters for these people at all, but my punches do count as magical.
Cool.
And I believe that is all that I can do. But I will
Scooby-Doo.
where's Minnow? Over there. Okay.
Ellen.
I'm gonna move away without getting an opportunity attack.
Yep.
And I am going to try and stand in between like Minnow and the guards that would, because I saw that they were doing projectiles.
Nice.
And so I'm gonna move over here in between, like near like Minnow and Dell and R, and try
Okay.
to kind of be in the way.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so Nero's gone into full protect the president mode. I like it.
Very much so, yes.
Minnow, your turn.
Oh, can I ask a question really quickly?
Go.
Does deflect missiles work for bullets? Can Nero
Are we
catch
gonna
bullets
find
out?
out?
Of the air?
Maybe.
Oh, yes, I want to so badly. Okay, sorry.
I mean, I'll also let you in on the fact that, you know, like, probably next time's shirt is going to be, you know, a Ghost in the Shell one. So, based on the fact that I very much love Ghost in the Shell, do you think a monk could take a bullet out of the air?
I want to... The action that the leader boy did, where he waved his hand and we got the red lights in the helmets on the guards, the other guards. I want to spend my turn in puzzling that out. I want to see if, looking at them, do I think that these are like Dent, or are there people inside these armor suits?
Okay, go ahead and give me a perception check for that part.
Okay.
I was just trying to think. Where this fell.
Oh.
Oh.
You have inspiration.
No, I'm gonna use it. Let's try that again.
That was a fumble, by the way, in case chat was or in case podcast would be confused. 17 for perception, much better. It's a little bit difficult to see because it's, you know, not very light around. They are wearing dark black, grays, etc. Their helmets are slightly tinted, but as one of them like fires and that light appeared, it almost cast more light back inside the helmet, and you do see a person's face in there. Maybe an elf.
Okay.
It was a little hard to tell, but
okay.
But it is you are pretty sure it is a suit of armor and a helmet on a person, not a dent.
Right. Okay. I'm going to use the first, what would it be, 10 feet of my movement to drag Dellen into the spot that I'm currently standing in so that he's directly behind Nero. I can do that, right? You can double your move, or like spend extra movement to move other people. Okay. So that he's directly behind Nero, and then
he's conscious, so I'm not going to make you make a strength check or anything. You're just like, hey.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. And then I will use my let's see, I have 20 feet left of movement. Okay, so I'll go there, and then what was that?
Yep.
Why is there a way to, like, when you measure for it to, that's only 15.
Stay there?
Or for it to like move your token if you measure from your token?
Not yet.
Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so I'm actually one further than that. Okay, so that's 20, and then I will use my bonus action to let's see. I can move 30 more feet. That's a terrible direction to go.
I can move 30 more feet. Goes directly into the middle of 3 of them. No.
It's just like, I know that like getting up close and personal with range fighters is not the worst thing, but I'm gonna have to pass 2 baton boys.
Yeah, you don't want to be right in the middle.
Now, I'll also say you made a 17.
Yeah, no, don't want that.
You made a 17 perception check, and it was sort of on the first one, who was one of the baton boys.
Yeah.
You also noticed that on his hip was what looked like a holster for one of the ranged weapons. So you suspect that they might all have both.
Interesting. I'm going to cast my Mage Hand Legerdemain, which I think is a bonus action. Is that right? Maybe?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh god, you're going to try to pickpocket a guard. I don't know how I didn't see this coming.
And I don't think I can. I think casting it is my...
Casting it is the bonus action. I don't think you can.
I think actually manipulating it is a bonus action as well, right? But I've already used it regardless. I'm pretty sure that's how that, because then you can do something with it and to also take an action on your turn.
Yeah.
But I can also like look at my. When you cast Mage Hand, you can make a Spectral Hand invisible. Stow one. Yes, you can perform. You can use a bonus action granted by cunning action to control the hand. Is that okay? Can I just have it casted for this turn and then, but like not do anything?
And so, yeah, basically what actually happens, because what that does is the acceleration on it is normally Mage Hand takes an action to cast and an action to use subsequently. So with you, it accelerates to bonus actions for both, but they still have to be on like serial turns.
So, yeah, serial turn. Okay, cool. Then yeah, I guess like I might scooch back a little bit with my movement. I think I don't want to engage in melee, so I'll have dragged Dellen over and then tried to get a line of sight, and just cast Mage Hand Ledger Domain as close as possible to, which I think is like I can cast it 30 feet out, right? So
I do have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you drawn your weapon?
No, I have not drawn a weapon.
Okay.
Because I was intent on. I was like, immediately when I saw those lights go on, I was like, is this like a dent, version 34.7, like many years in the future?
Mil-spec
Minnow immediately, focused on that. So
cool. I was just making sure. Dellen. Dellen's gonna take the dodge action. He appreciates it. Dellen is not equipped to deal with this shit. Ressa.
Okay, I have a question for you. Can I cast a cantrip and a spell in the same turn if one's an action and one's a bonus action?
Yes.
Okay.
You can, if you cast. The wording of this is really stupid. If you cast a spell with an action cost or an action time of one bonus action, you may not cast another spell that requires a spell slot on your turn. It is not actually, you cannot cast two spells that require spell slots. If you, for some reason, have Action Surge as an Eldritch Knight that lets you cast spells, you can totally do it with 2 actions. But if you cast a bonus action spell, nothing other than cantrips.
Okay. But that's actually what I wanted to do. I am going to cast on who though? I am going to cast Sacred Flame on the dude that's right next to me.
The dex saving throw, I believe?
Yeah.
Get
Oh,
him up out of your face.
okay. He crit fails.
God, my loathing for Megacorps is showing in the way that these guys are rolling.
And so that's 11 radiant damage.
Yeah, he's you sort of, as this hits him, you sort of hear a and like the inside of the mask, you think you can see like him coughing up a little bit of blood.
Okay. And then I'm going to cast Spiritual Weapon and create my beautiful jeweled warhammer over by Leader Boy and whack him with that. Because I can make a melee spell attack against it on the same time as I cast it.
And we've hit core charity combo. Spiritual weapon, something else cantrip. Oh, Jesus fuck. That sure hits. I mean, I could have said no, and then you all could really panic, but yeah, that sure hits.
Okay. That 8 force damage.
Okay.
Anything perceptible happen to him? Or does it just hit him and...
It just, it sort of hits him. Give me a perception check.
be his second time taking damage, right?
Ah,
6. Yeah, it seems to hit work. Again, you notice that, like, even though he just looks like he's wearing clothing, it definitely has some armor to it. Yeah.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. You're going to see another vehicle coming through the air, or actually coming along the ground this time.
Called for backup.
Speed through, whip around this corner, and basically smash through up here. Now positioning itself. I hate you, little things. There. And you're going to see, as that's happening, a figure who is robed and, like, masked almost roll out. And all of you will hear in your head, go to those, and pointing at the vehicles. And you're going to see...
Elise?
You're going to see them again sort of gesture in the air and push their hand at them. You hear a sound of, like, whirring now from all of them. Lights are appearing on the dashes, and the person is going to, like, turn around and fire another one of these projectile weapons just at a slew of them. Like, is just, instead of bang, you just hear and I need you to make some saves.
Who's shooting?
The figure who jumped out of that car, and I didn't drag
Masked
the figure.
person, right? They're masked. Is that right?
Jeez, I was like, Ressa's fighting people. I'm gonna look up this thing really quick. And then suddenly it's like shooting and people and car. And I was like, oh my god, my brain checked out and I missed everything.
So this is the new person there.
There's a new person, yeah. Mm-hmm.
They've sort of hopped out, and then again, you've all heard in your mind, go, there, get out. And those vehicles seem to be now active. Ketch had gone over before and was like, it's a vehicle. Yeah, no idea. Dent.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try something. I'm going to try puppet again on Leader Boy.
Okay.
I didn't need to do that, but they just need to save on a Constitution saving throw.
Oof.
Jesus.
He's got some constitution to him.
Damn it. Okay. All I have is movement. How far is it from me to car? Snap to snap. That is exactly my movement.
I can make it to the closest one.
Make it to a couple of them, Ressa.
Oh, okay.
Ketch could do a fucking lap around the bikes twice and make it to one.
There are
Nero
5
could
bikes?
Yes.
Sorry.
Yeah, Nero could do a fucking lap around them twice and get to one. Dylan can make it to him, and yeah.
But there's 6 of us.
Take Dylan.
You've taken him
Cool,
under your furry wing.
My furry paw.
Your tail will wrap around
what
it.
the hell is happening with my... Whoa, okay. My Roll20 just glitched out. And it decided that I'm now at the bottom of the map. That's coincidentally not where I wanted to go. All right, yeah, I can't... Go away. Can you move my character, like, as far this way as they can get from where they were, which was right here? I'm gonna go ahead and close out of
Okay,
roll 20.
you just like disappeared off the map for me for a second.
Yeah,
So you
I'm
were
at the
up
very
here, and then you're trying to get to the bikes.
Yeah, so as far like without entering into opportunity attack range.
So you can get to there. Because you only had normal movement left, right? No dash.
No dash.
Okay. Oh, it's Leader Boy.
Can before my turn ends, I just ask, are we going to the bikes? Or, well, whatever.
That
are
word
we, are we
you
going
definitely
to
know.
to the metal things with wheels?
Yep.
Seems advisable.
They work on their own. I don't see an animal attached to them.
We did see them like power up at least.
Like,
Yeah, you saw them,
up.
you saw lights come through.
Yeah, still don't know.
Nero is very much like, but where is the beast?
Magic metal horses.
You're going to see the leader now from across his back pull out what looks like a two-handed ranged weapon and take aim at sort of the area by Nero, Minnow, and Dellen. I need all three of you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Question, how can he see them through the car? Isn't that a car there?
Rifle? Yeah.
He also would have just moved. Sorry. I forgot I hadn't.
So this isn't a thing I can try and catch and be cool.
This is not an attack roll. This is a dex save.
Rude.
Yeah, that's a big 10 for Minnow.
I clicked. Gonna see if
And
it
you're
goes.
Nero,
It's working
not
out.
Neo. You can't catch bullets.
But I can. Oh my god, I didn't even fucking realize that Neo is just
hey.
my name without an
Dellen
arm.
did pretty
Such
well.
a dingus.
Minnow, I need you to take 16 piercing damage.
Oh.
Hey, roll 20s.
Yeah, you know, no
double
problem.
eights.
Sure.
Fuck.
You see like bits of the stone on the wall behind you and like past you all. He just basically fired at an area, like chip as these like pellets hit it.
Is this like would this boy get hit? Or is it like a mortar?
Yeah, like a grenade
honestly, it's
launcher?
more about this guy. No, it's bullets.
Am I shielded by that guy?
Yeah, it's actually kind of weird. I didn't realize
line
that
of
the way
sight,
that
man.
Wizards wrote that, it's just an AoE effect. But it doesn't require
Okay.
lines of sight. I'm going to go with the way that that's written for now, and I am going to think about how that works in the future, because, yeah, that's definitely not how projectiles work.
He's bending bullets.
Yeah, pretty
That
much.
shitty
So he's
movie
Neo.
with Angelina Jolie.
Right?
Oh, this is Wanted? Okay, cool.
There you go.
I'm James McAvoy.
Catch. Catch, who is apparently James McAvoy.
James Catavoy.
I'm gonna hit somebody with a keyboard. Okay, so masked guy said, "Go to those things." They lit up. I'm gonna run to one, and as I'm running, I'm gonna run to the farthest one to try and leave the front open for everybody else. And as I run by, I will say, "Dellen, you're with me," and I will run over to it.
You're with me. Oh, God.
Yep, you're with me. Let's go.
No possible
I guess I'll look at it and figure out how I actually mount it.
Yeah, so you can basically see that, yeah, you're gonna throw your leg over it. And then it does seem like it has handles to hold on to. And as you do that, like you sort of nudge one of them slightly, and it like goes. So you get the sense that if you twist that handle, you go forward. I like that I have explicitly given Ketch just enough information to literally be dangerous. All right. The one up there is going to shoot at you, Ketch.
I want somebody to shoot me so badly.
I don't think even a +4 is gonna fucking help him. Jesus. This one is going to baton.
Sorry, my roll 20 is very delayed, so I'm trying to look on stream on which one you're pointing at.
Does a 14 hit you, Ressa?
Nope.
Does a 21 hit you?
That does hit.
I have a retroactive question. Does Uncanny Dodge work to have that damage that I just took? Because it says when an attacker hits you with an attack.
I'd still.
This is an attack. It's
But
just
evasion would work with.
But that's evasion.
I'm not actually level 7 yet.
Yeah, because evasion is the one where that would be your dex.
I also get that at level 7, and I typed it up, and I was like, "Cool, I have this."
I would actually still rule this as, even though it's an effect, it is coming from a weapon. So yeah, I'm fine with your Uncanny Dodge helping with that. Ressa, you are going to take 8 bludgeoning, 3 lightning, and you cannot take reactions until the start of your next turn.
Pidoki.
Shoot me.
Oh, I'm hurting.
Okay, fine.
I just want to catch a bullet so bad.
Does a 13 hit you?
No.
Does a 16 hit you?
No.
I'm just
Jumping
picturing
helmet.
Nero taking the helmet off and like throwing it, like, fucking hit me!
Jump in front of it. Make a dex save.
Backwards dex save.
gosh.
Please damage
And a
me.
14 doesn't hit you. You're bulletproof monk. I don't know what to tell you.
God damn it! I want to catch a bullet. It's fine. Someday.
No. Yes. Damn it.
So the first one's a 19.
Oh, they get extra.
So again, you see the
D4.
like flick in the helmet.
I just
God damn it, Galway, stop clicking that one. So that will be 8 bludgeoning and 5 lightning total.
Okay.
I'm worried about Dent. You're so far away.
It's fine.
Is it?
Is it?
It's fine.
He's within dash range at least.
Of what? Of the
Of bikes. Nero, who is continuously frustrated. I feel like Nero's like going, "Hi, you can
Right.
please,
hit me,
over.
Nobody.
I'm not even trying to dodge."
Because if I catch it and reduce damage enough, I can throw it back at them. So I can literally catch a bullet in midair and then fucking gum throw a bullet at them. And I want to do it so bad.
It does cost a key point to do that, though.
I know,
Oh.
but I can still catch it without one. I'll have
And
more
hold
key
it for
points
later.
soon. Go away.
Minnow's gonna get that gun and it's gonna be Minnow, shoot me. Come on, it'll be fun.
Nero, what'd you like to do?
Yeah, stuff. Okay, so my speed is 55. If I wanted to pull somebody somewhere, how could...
It basically just will make it difficult terrain.
Okay, so it would half my
I think
speed.
everybody's within.
Dent is very far,
That's fine.
but I can't, like, get to
dashable.
him.
I was gonna say that would be a hell of a lot of movement from you.
No, I was thinking of moving Dellen just so he's not within, like, easy shooting range. Of just being like, come on, buddy.
Move it along,
Going with
move it
it.
along, move it along.
Yeah. So if I did that, it would be 10, so 10 feet to him, I would have 45 feet left. I could pretty easily get him over here.
Yeah, you could drag him over there, leave him on like Ketch's bike, and get onto the bike next to Ketch pretty
Yeah.
easily.
So I think that's what I'll do. Or I will stand next to the bike because I don't want to get on until everybody's on.
Okay.
So I will drag him over to the bike that Ketch, you're getting on the last bike, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So I will drag Dellen over, which I can't actually do, to be on the bike that Ketch is going to be on, and then I will stand next to the second to last bike and just kind of wait.
Cool.
And could I can my action just be like a dodge action or something? Or I mean, I guess I'm already far.
Well, I would also
like mounting the bike until everyone else is, or
yeah, I would say that you could hold your action to get on the bike and like
Okay.
activate it using like an interact with
Fair.
item ability.
Yeah, that's what I will do then. Yeah, I just wanted Dellen to not be like a clear shot for them once I left. So just like, oh, I'm here by myself, unguarded.
Minnow.
I will use my Mage Hand Ledger Domain to pickpocket that gun with my bonus action, and with my regular movement, I will get on this bike.
So give me a sleight of hand roll.
Hell yeah. Come on, please. I've never wanted a nat 20 so bad in my life. All right. Regular old 20, not natural.
What is it opposed by on Mage Hand Ledger Domain?
It's just invisible. Here, I'll put it in the chat. Nope.
Okay, so basically you're grabbing this and yeah.
Tested by perception. Is what it says.
It's just invisible, Rachel, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry. It says it's just invisible and
Thank you,
automatically
yeah.
succeeds.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
yeah, you're able to get that. Now, I will say, the Mage Hand now has it and is floating right next to that dude.
How much movement does Mage Hand get? I think I will look. I have my...
Be right back. Keep going.
We're
Mage
looking up
Hand.
Mage Hand.
30.
Okay. We're gonna float that right on back over to... Oh, actually, we're just gonna float it to Ressa.
I mean, I will also say if you wanted it, you could have caused that to like intersect your path and like you grab it as you're getting to the bike. Because you had more than enough movement to like loop out and back over.
Yes, that's what I want to do. Good call. I will have before I moved, intercept it. Yeah, because 30 move. Yeah. Perfect. Okay, then now I would, yes, that's what I would do. So hopefully I have the gun.
You do. Dellen is going to hop on the bike.
Minnow has a gun and she's on a motorcycle. Today is going great.
Dellen will hop on the bike behind Ketch. Ressa.
I was just trying to find the measure thing, but the leader boy is more than 20 feet from.
Yes, he's like 55.
He's way more. Okay. So I'm going to.
You could hit him again with spiritual weapon as a bonus action because it'll move. It's just you can't like run over and back.
Right. Well, I was trying to decide if I could move that to the guy that's next to me. I was trying to decide if I thought it was gonna. If this is too meta, tell me. But I was gonna try to decide if it was gonna take like an action for me to figure out how to get on the bike and to.
It isn't interact with objects. Like it's going to take you sort of just figuring it out is going to probably be the action, you would say.
Okay. Well, screw it. I know what Ressa would probably do. She'd whack Leader Boy again with spiritual weapon.
Well, another like fucking absurd 20 something.
Oh, come on, let's
19 hits.
Okay. 8 force.
Nice.
Okay, and then again, I'm gonna Sacred Flame the dude right in front of me.
All right. That's one I roll.
Yeah. I keep forgetting that and I click it. He passes. And then I'm making for the bikes.
For his attack of opportunity, does he go for his gun?
No, sadly, because he doesn't want to be at a disadvantage. He is going to.
Oh.
I don't think a 13 hits you though.
Nope.
These boys are not
having
good
a
at their
good day.
jobs.
No,
No.
they're not having a good day. You're gonna see this figure step forward, and they are just going to point blank shoot this guy. He is
that guy.
very dead. And then they're going to like sort of like cast their eyes over sort of the situation, and then like hop back in this vehicle. And like go Dent.
How big was this baton that this guy was hitting me with?
Quite small, probably about like 2 feet long.
I know I'm supposed to use my dash, but he like
I'm just watching
Maybe go through
Elise.
another round of initiative before I get to ride this motorcycle.
Yeah, Elise will murder you. Not Minnow, Elise.
If you ever end up, in Denver. Oh, I'm so glad you're here, Sam. Remember that one time you made me wait another round of initiative before I could ride a motorcycle in D&D?
No court would convict her.
But I didn't. Oh man, but I really feel like I need to.
We're not beating these cops.
One of them's dead.
Yeah, he got shot point
By the
blank
other
by a dude
dude.
with a machine gun.
Yeah.
Run.
I don't mean to direct your behavior here in any way, but I'm also going to say these are not necessarily rare items
Okay.
at this point
well,
in the future.
Well, my options were either attempt my own sacred fire, which would be burning hands, but fine, we're dashing.
We're dancing. We're prancing.
You're a good friend, thanks. If I had inspiration left, I'd give it to you.
That had to go out the window, though.
Oh.
This one will swing at you with a 19.
He hits. I really wanted to force him to drop it, but
We're gonna get a long rest after this.
9 bludgeoning, 1 lightning.
okay.
Sam is so disappointed right now. Things you do for friends. It looked like you were going to say.
Oh,
something
wait, we
back,
can't
and then
hear you
Just
if
you're
resignedly sighed.
Sorry. I forgot. I'd switch back to push to talk. I'm gonna say we're gonna take our break here, but you all sort of get to the motorcycles. Not that you
And
know
magically know how to drive them, right?
You
It's gonna be great.
You
Catch
have a
sort of
driving
like-
motorcycle.
calls out
That's a
what
pretty
he's
good idea.
noticed so far.
Yes.
And you sort of unsteadily peel your way out onto the road. And as you do this, sort of the last thing you see is the leader boy again, like talking, and like the ropes sort of pulling them back up into the vehicles. But you also see from the car the person who had sort of driven in, like trying to
Deus
basically
Ex Machina.
basically trying to like harass them. Like they're firing at them. They're firing at the thing. They look like they are very much trying to buy you some time. And I will say that is where we will go ahead and take our break. I have made one of your requests for this already come true. You are on motorcycles.
Thank you. I'm so excited.
Yeah, so we will be right back in just a few minutes, probably like 10, 15 minutes. And we're going to discover what happens when you take a bunch of people from a standard fantasy setting and put them on motorcycles.
Yay.
win one of those is a big giant piece of armor.
Does anybody have land vehicle proficiency?
I will.
If you'd let us take a short rest or a long rest.
Long rest.
Not so much.
Yeah, we'll just take a long rest.
I'm
on
just
the street
picturing
there.
Ressa trying to drive this while clutching her head. Guidance? Guidance?
Yeah.
All right. We'll be right back, everybody. Hello, everybody. We are back. And the Marauders are on some motorcycles. Well, they don't know that. They're on scary things that are making noises and are now moving. They've figured it out that far. Now we're gonna see if they manage to not die. I'm moving us to just a plain tracking spreadsheet. It's just a way of sort of keeping track of where your positions are. And the way this is going to work is we're just going to sort of resolve it from the top down for turn order. Like, the tokens are going to become our initiative markers. On your turn, the driver of the motorcycle needs to make a check to maintain control of it. Land vehicles proficiency applies, but we have determined that does not exist. You can make one of 3 checks. Intelligence, wisdom, or dexterity. Intelligence is essentially you're like processing out, okay, if I turn this moved this way, if I do this, okay, yeah, I'm sort of raising it out. Wisdom is kind of you're going with your gut of like, okay, if this worked this way, then probably if I did this would be, yeah, okay, cool. Dexterity is you have not figured this fucking thing out at all. You are just like read and react. Like, oh, I'm going towards that wall. I probably shouldn't do that. How do? That will determine, your motorbiking success. You will, by default, with this, move 2 of these little squares that we have in here. If you don't do real well on the check, you might still advance like half speed, essentially, so you'll move 1 square. If you do real bad, you won't go anywhere at all. If you go real fucking bad, you've got problems. Then the next thing you can do is you can take an action. And sorry for it to be fascinating as we explore the mechanics of this, but I wanted to make sure that we had these down. This can include the dash action. So that just means you do another move. You do not have to make another check for it. You're considered to have succeeded that turn. Anything that you do other than taking a dash action is at disadvantage, though passengers can act more normally. Y'all have 1 passenger. It's Dylan. And he's with you. Those actions could maybe slow down other vehicles. They could like push you ahead, so you could just interact. You can be creative, or I guess Dylan could be creative. Dylan's gonna be terrified, so don't expect a lot of creativity out of Dylan.
Are we being chased?
Yes. You're pretty sure that the figure behind you managed to give you a bit of a head start as they were like firing, distracting, generally sort of harrying the return of those troops, guards, whatever the hell they were, to their vehicle. But you're pretty sure that pursuit is coming. So, Catch, why don't you lead us off? Do you want to make an int, wisdom, or dex check?
Dex.
Okay.
Because I definitely have not figured this out. I just am reacting. Oh.
Is it just a straight check, not a save?
Straight check. 17. Very nice. You are able to successfully pilot yourself.
Do I move ahead 2 squares? Is that right?
Yeah, I can manage this. So yeah,
Okay, perfect.
You sort of are like, okay, yeah, guy, you were the first one to the bike. You're like, yeah, I'm pretty sure if you turn this, you go.
Yeah, pretty much.
And you're just gonna see Catch like, this is moving Catch very, 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 very fast. You are used to going very fast. This is very, very, very fast. What would you like to do? Would you like to dash or try something else?
I can see that we're being chased.
You could sort of tell from the body language of the leader boy that was what was going to be next.
Okay, I'll just ask Dylan. Dylan, can you see something behind us?
Scared to turn around. Give me a moment.
Your head.
I'm scared. The flying vehicle full of people that tried to murder us does appear to have more people trying to murder us making their way back into it. I would assume they're going to then start pursuing us. I don't know. and then you're just gonna feel like a face press against your back. It's scary.
Dash.
Or Dylan.
You move up, Minnow. This is it. You're on a motorcycle.
I'm so
Elise is-
excited. Okay, so my options are
You're on a
dexterity.
motorcycle with a gun at that.
Yep,
Oh my gosh.
I sure as fuck am. Dexterity or intelligence or what?
Wisdom or dex.
Okay, and I'm really sorry. I'm going to have to ask for clarification.
That's
Will
all right. Was I supposed to move
doing
ahead one more?
intelligence give me something different than doing dexterity? Did you?
It's mostly a matter of different checks as they succeed might allow you to deal better with some of the challenges that come up. So like,
Okay.
Catch has a dex success. That could be more helpful if you had to
Like
quickly
dodging
swerve
or
around
quickly-
something, versus if you'd succeeded with intelligence, you're like, oh, I understand more of the system of this, so you might be able to
Right.
deal with one where knowing how the thing works.
Yes. Okay. Even though Dex is my better stat, I think Minnow is intrigued by what the fuck is going on. I think that she literally
yeah.
one of her personality traits on my character sheet, like her base personality trait is I want to know everything. So I'm gonna roll intelligence. Come on, please. I don't have. Okay.
14. In the parlance of Spiralers, that would be a partial success. You basically end up having to take some time. You're like, this what? No, that didn't. No. Oh, here we go. And then so you're gonna move half. You'll move 1 square. And again, you can take.
I will dash.
Okay, so that'll duplicate that again. Ressa.
Okay, I'm gonna roll wisdom, and to roll just a straight check, I click it not in the saving box,
Correct,
but
just the
in the stat
attribute.
itself.
Yep.
Okay. Oh,
That's not great.
my wisdom is failing me.
Inspiration.
Yeah.
Hmm,
Do you have it?
I do.
I mean, we're definitely gonna fail more than just this check at some point.
Fair. Yep.
Yeah, I'm
Well,
trying to
you have to
assess
do-
how bad is a 9. Is a 9 gonna damage me?
I mean,
Ah.
10 is usually a fail in D&D.
Oh, I'm so scared I'm gonna roll. All right, I'm gonna take the chance. I'm
Okay, so you're sort of on this. You're trying to intuit your way, and you're really fascinated because you like craftsmanship, right? That's a thing you really care about. You almost become more distracted by the construction of the thing and in trying to figure out some of the details of how it was made than you were with the details of getting the fuck out of here. So you essentially don't move. This is not a you've hurt yourself, but you have completely failed to move.
crumbs. Okay, and that means there's no dash involved then, because dashing.
If you've
means-
gone at 0, you could make another check, I will say.
Okay, I would like to do that.
The DC will probably be a little bit higher.
That's okay. Let's hope this time my wisdom will pull through for me.
23. Very good. You've almost managed to turn your distraction of, ooh, what's this? And how was this made? Into understanding on a sort of a intuitive craftsmanship level how some of the parts of it are interconnected to each other. And yes, that will allow you to do a full 2-space move. So you and Minnow are like...
Hey,
Catch is just like gone. Sort of ahead of you, you just hear... Nero.
Yeah, I feel like Nero would definitely use dexterity because he wouldn't try to think about it or figure it out at all. He would just be like, let's see how I
Time
can
to
balance and
go.
go. He's also going to think, or maybe he'll just say out loud, voice in our heads. Are we supposed to go somewhere in particular? And then he'll try and move it.
Oh, magical voice?
Because
Nope.
wasn't it like in our?
Yes, it was definitely in your heads.
It was in our heads, right?
Yeah,
It wasn't.
It
like
was.
you
It felt
yelled
very
across.
much like when
But
Minnow.
we did know it was the
You knew who was doing
dude
it
who
because you
popped
could
out of
see
the
the
car,
move.
right?
But
Okay,
it
yeah.
felt very much like when Minnow was casting message.
Think about who you're talking to. I mean, I know
Nero
I'm
or
not negating
Rachel?
it.
I'm just curious which one you want me to think about.
We're both not always with it. Where is dexterity? Why aren't you under my mouse?
Why aren't you under my mouse? 12.
I'm gonna use an inspiration. Unless, if I use an inspiration, can I keep the higher die?
Yes. Inspiration is you choose which die you want to use.
Fuck it. That's Nero's motto.
Is it?
It's worse.
It doesn't seem like
12.
Nero's.
It's not.
You kind of are. You're like, okay. You heard Ketch say, if you twist the handle, you go. By the way, you're gonna go real fast, and you're kind of like, oh well, I run pretty fast. That should be. Oh god. And you're trying to just like correct on the fly, and you don't quite have time. You kind of like hit the edge of like this sort of raised part up near the road. Okay, for mechanics, I'm just gonna drop the trying to describe it. You basically sort of curb check yourself, and it's gonna slow you down a little bit, but you do make half movement.
Can we also say that just because Nero is so used to running, that he's also just like wobbling back and forth and running his feet on both sides of the motorcycle?
Yeah, you're sort of going.
To go. Yeah.
You kind of look like you're trying to Flintstone it, but mercifully your feet are not actually touching the pavement. What would you like to do?
Oh, dash again. My brain was like, what do you mean, what would I like to do?
All right.
I'd like to.
And we
dash.
come to the part that I think we've all been looking at nervously. Dent. Operate the
Okay.
motor vehicle.
Okay, all right. So hear me out. Before I do the absolutely not a wisdom check, I would like to, if it's okay with you, I know that Ed said that everything was magical around me. Could I have Ed perform an Arcana check on this in an attempt to see if I can learn more about this to not fail so hard?
Yes. Have Ed give me an Arcana check.
All right, so it's going to be whatever this roll is plus 5. Oh, I shouldn't have been at advantage.
So 14. System sure is partially magical, buddy. Not quite sure what I'm looking at here. I think, yeah, if you just maybe mess with, there should be, yeah, it's a little hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure that I can start getting this figured out. I will give you a slight bonus to intelligence-based checks on this.
Okay.
You have a +1 to your roll.
Sweet. Okay, that actually gives me something to choose from. All right, so I will choose intelligence then. And we're going to do normal. Here we go. Intelligence.
Very nice.
It's not a save, but that's okay.
Oh, shit. My
no,
bad.
I won't
Why
make
did
you
hit
re-roll
save?
it. You rolled an
Yeah.
18. You're
Yeah,
good.
because you don't have
Yeah.
proficiency, so you.
And you don't have proficiency, actually, so that's the same.
It
You actually
would've
rolled a
been the same.
21.
Yeah, it's the same. Yeah.
So yeah, you're able to, you kind of with like what Ed had pointed out to you, you're able to think about this and be like, oh, okay, so then this is probably connects this way. Okay, good. And you shoot forward. What would you like to do next?
I assume my sea legs are not helping me here. Okay.
You know, maybe you're slightly better able to like maintain balance on it than you would be otherwise, but no, not really.
Okay. All right. Because that was my big concern. All right. Then, yeah, we're going to do that twice.
So you're just gonna dash again? You don't need to roll again.
Yeah.
So go. You're there. As you all sort of pull forward, represented by Leader Boy, you are going to see the vehicle now behind you that's sort of come down to the level of the road, and you're going to see wheels click out and like touch down, and it's just going to continue pursuing you.
Bullshit.
That far.
I'm gonna shoot him.
So yeah, they're not able to pursue you any farther than that. They don't have to make the checks in the same way that you do, because they know how to control the vehicle. This is almost more in the sense of like racing and like what line to take, where best to go if they're trying to cut you off for things.
This is pod racing. I'm sorry, I'll leave.
Could somebody roll a d10 for me?
I gotcha.
Okay. And then could somebody roll a d6 for me?
I'll do it. It's a 4.
Okay, cool. Catch, what would you like to do? So now you can see, again, this sort of pursuit behind you. I'm just doing this in relative terms. We can figure out if you could, like, yes, Minnow, if you want to shoot them, etc. We'll figure out roughly where that is. I just didn't want to try to actually track this in feet.
God, I wish I had mold earth.
That'd be cool.
That'd be very cool.
Oh my god, let's just spiritual weapon like clothesline him off of his bike. Just if only we had an immovable rod, just like ka-chunk.
That would be great.
That would destroy the entire car. He's not on a bike. This is like the
that's
team
fair.
in that sort of
Okay, I'm
vehicle.
fine
Like,
with destroying the entire car.
Yeah.
That's fine.
yeah, I didn't think that Elise was like, damn it, destroying more. Shit.
Oh no!
Now I'm not
ruins
interested.
My plans. Not more destruction.
So
Darn.
Catch.
Dylan, do you have, can you like shoot like magic or fire or whatever it is that you do at them?
I don't have a spell book. I'll see what I can do.
Okay. So as he's like crying and I'm like badgering him, trying to get him to do something, my tail will kind of like wrap around him to kind of like hug him in as like almost like a security blanket. But dude, if you can like any kind of help would be great.
I have a couple things that might be able to help.
Fabulous, get on that. And then I need to roll another check, right?
Yep. It can be of whatever type you want it to be.
Oy.
10s. Not awesome.
Yeah.
We're doing great with these checks.
I know.
You actually
right?
are doing relatively well. No one has like totaled a bike yet.
Yet.
I see how much length is left on this map. There's time.
Do you want to try to use inspiration or?
Well, I mean, I kind of feel like since, I've got a passenger, I should get a little bit of leeway. Like maybe like Dylan should like...
He's clutching you, sobbing hysterically. You're probably lucky I haven't assigned you disadvantage.
This is true. Okay. Well,
Poor
fine.
Dylan.
But there's like so much left that I see that we need to go, and I don't know if... I mean... I'll roll with it. I'm just gonna roll with the 10.
So, you kind of like in like as you're comforting Dylan, and you're like, just maybe do something. You sort of like, you didn't take your eye off the road, but you just split your attention for long enough that you hit one of there's a sort of a divot in the road, and it almost threatens to like knock your hands off the handles, and in order to get yourself settled again, it takes you a minute. But you have moved 1 square. What would you like to do?
I can try and go again.
You'll move. Yeah, your dash will move you 1.
Okay. So then in total, I got to move 2 squares.
Yep.
Okay, then yeah. I'm good. My tail is just patting Dylan, but
you're gonna see Dylan sort of turn and like, and okay, that was a menu I'd never seen before. Cool, thanks, Roll20. He's gonna cast Firebolt, and he's going to miss spectacularly. He just sort of like fires essentially a flare up into the air, and then like whips back around. It's like, I missed. I'll try again. Minnow. Live your dreams.
Minnow is going to keep doing the intelligence thing.
Cool.
Ooh. It was almost a 14.
Well, it's a 4.
+2.
You essentially you're pretty sure that you figured something out, and then you get to this like, oh, so if I did that, then this should happen, and like basically it should just sort of accelerate me like around this next corner really smoothly. Does not do that at all. You're just like, what? So yeah, you are not moving this turn.
Oh no. Okay. Well then, with whatever, do I get like a kind of secondary action?
Yeah. You still get, but your movement went to 0 for that, so you could make another int check if you want to try to dash.
Oh, what about shooting the car?
Oh, shoot at the wheels.
Okay.
Oh,
boy. I'm gonna need you to.
Wait, who's right next to you? Yeah, poor Ressa.
I mean, if this is all happening at the same time, like they're pulling ahead of me, probably. So
Go ahead and give me an intelligence check
no.
to see if you can figure
I
out.
would shoot your wheels.
Okay. This one's gonna be great.
You're
16?
pretty sure, actually. You have this is not a crossbow in any way, shape, or form, but it is similar enough, and you are trained in using hand crossbows that you can kind of figure out. Okay, this is a trigger mechanism. This is about how you, and you think that you could use it.
Will I have to wait until my next turn to use it?
I will allow you to use it right now. You do have disadvantage on this attack roll, and you do not have proficiency with it.
Oh.
Oh.
So disadvantage, just basically roll a dex check.
Basically, it's just a dex check with disadvantage. It's
Great.
a gun. It's not like you'd be great at it.
Mm-hmm.
But you're very dexterous. So, you know.
It's true.
16.
16?
You are sort of targeting the wheels of it, but you're not really able to hit that. But the bullets, you sort of fire back like, and they do hit the vehicle. It doesn't look like it really did any damage, but you're pretty sure that you've gotten the driver's attention, and that's going to make it harder for them to sort of like pull ahead effectively.
Okay.
And you feel badass.
And
And
I
you
feel
feel
like
badass.
a badass. And I don't really move, so
Ressa. Can't hear you.
Sorry, gonna go wisdom again.
Okay.
I didn't want you to hear me crunching popcorn.
I understand. I do the same thing.
All right.
14. That's going to get you one chunk of movement. You're still kind of figuring this out. You've started to think that you can pretty consistently move it forward, but you're still occasionally getting a little like too distracted by. This is so far beyond a lot of what you can do. Like you can actually see some like pieces down beneath you in front of you of like tiny little gears that are spinning incredibly fast. You're like, for them to be that strong but that small, how can you do that? So like it's distracting you a little bit. What'd you like to do?
Okay. Then I'm gonna do an action. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame on the driver because they gain no benefit from cover, and it's a saving.
It is. They rolled real bad.
That's a 2.
That's real bad.
Yeah.
You hear a
Nice.
yeah, you're pretty sure they are very distracted between the guns and the now getting set all the way on fucking fire.
Nice.
That's a little distraction to the operation of one of these types of vehicles.
Nice.
Nero,
So,
you have a challenge.
oh,
As you're sort of
Great.
trying to follow and you see Minnow like sort of spin out slightly and then fire a gun and you're just like, hey, yeah. You sort of turn your attention back towards the front and you see what looks like a small floating small floating device. It's not a vehicle, it's too small for that, but it is, because you're very tall, about face level with you, and you're moving very forward very, very, very fast. I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw with disadvantage.
Are we on like the nightly news? They're like, watch this high-speed chase.
Yes.
The camera floating in front of Nero.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god.
Oh.
Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god. It was all 10, yep, that's a success.
Go ahead and take 4 bludgeoning damage. You sort of managed to tuck down to the side, but it's still going to hit your shoulder. And then go ahead and make whatever form of check you want to keep operating the vehicle, but it will be at disadvantage.
Cool. Great. I'm still in the 20s, so that's nice. I did, before I moved, want to try, and I've seen Minnow shoot and Ressa Sacred Flame. I don't really have projectiles except for darts. So I kind of wanted to throw a dart at the tire to try and pop it. Unless it doesn't have tires because it's floating.
It wouldn't. No, it does have wheels at the very least. The maintenance check to control the vehicle would need to go off first. We could say that once you've sort of controlled the vehicle, you can then throw the dart, but it's kind of like you are first and foremost on a motorcycle.
Gotcha. Fair.
Do not fall off said motorcycle. You have disadvantage on this one, and it's still a fucking 19.
19. Oh, thank Jesus.
You're gonna move 2 squares, but I will say, like, yeah, before you go, you could fling a dart at that. It's gonna be. I'm not gonna give you disadvantage. Well, actually, you do have disadvantage. You're the driver. But it's also a very hard shot. But you're welcome to try.
Okay. Am I considered proficient in darts?
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm just gonna roll a dex save because that's proficiency.
All the same, then. Yeah.
Well, that's an 8.
As you sort of shoot forward on the thing, you go, hey, and just watch it go, tink. Oh.
Rachel has
In
9.
retrospect, they were pretty far away, weren't they? Den.
I just wanted to participate.
All right. So I'm going to try one last time with my last spell slot. My last first level spell slot. To cast Puppet on the driver who is currently on fire.
Okay, you do have to try to control the motorcycle first, but yeah.
Okay. All right.
Let's figure out where your life is, and then we'll see about Puppet.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. All right, let's go. We're doing intelligence and yeah. Oh, sorry about that.
I'm glad you did not have disadvantage. Yep, that's a 20. Yeah, you'll be able to move forward too, but yes, you can try to use Puppet. And that's a con saving throw from him?
Yes. Finally! Yep. Okay. All right. So here's what I would like to suggest happens, because he has to move up to his maximum movement in a direction of my choice, and he's the driver of the vehicle.
Who was already on fire.
He was already on fire, yeah. I want him to get out of the vehicle. Is that possible?
Give me an Arcana check to see if you can manage that level of sophistication, because that's a little bit more than just making him move. You essentially need to make him like interact with things in a way where he's moving.
Okay. And I am doing the Arcana check.
I love how inventive everyone has gotten with like spells and abilities.
Okay, well, that's not happening.
Okay, so you don't think you can get it, but you do see him like sort of moving, but he's straining against, he has like a harness on. And he's like trying to move out the side next to him. It's just, he's not doing the things that he would need to do in order to complete that motion. But you are very, very sure that between the getting shot at, being set all the way on fucking fire, and now having been like told, hey, go out that door, it's fine, it's totally fine. They are not moving at all this round.
Don't forget the very menacing dart.
Ketch, who is still just like, whoa!
Did you move me? I can't tell.
Yes, I brought you up to
Okay.
Nero.
Well, see, the dart ended up in the road where it's going to pop a tire.
There you go. Hopefully theirs. Roll a
Yes.
luck die, Galway.
It's behind all of us.
I'm just trying to also, Delton, just, if you got any more of that, you want to give it another shot. Be a great thing.
And then, how are you going to try to keep your heels free? I might have something that could help. Yeah. So, you can go ahead and move, and we'll see if, Oh. That's a 9.
Yeah. I'll spend my inspiration.
Okay.
I don't want to do 2 bad ones in a row, so try this again.
$11. Better. You'll move 1 segment.
Okay. I have to roll again, right? Yeah.
You could
No?
go ahead and just move the extra 1 for your
Okay,
movement.
then yeah, I'll do that.
Very good. I've been rolling like garbage, so for your sake, I'm gonna say go ahead and give me a luck check. So just roll a d20.
Me?
Yeah, this is for Dylan.
Okay.
And my NPCs have been rolling like just straight garbage, so
Okay. So just a d20?
Yep, just roll a
Let's see what
d20.
happens. 12?
very nice. You're gonna see Dylan like rummage around and like pull out a scroll. And why do I keep clicking that? Oh, fuck. You're gonna see the driver, like, his eyes glaze for a second, and then he sort of shakes his head. You're fairly sure that Dylan tried to cast Command using a spell scroll. But it seems like the guy shook it off. Oh, shit. I did forget. Sorry. Would someone roll me a d10?
I haven't rolled yet. I can roll. Of course I rolled a 1 for you.
And could someone roll me a d6?
I'll get that
I'll
one.
get.
Oh, you got it? Okay. 4.
Okay. Minnow.
Okay, I think a little freaked and a little excited about shooting the gun. Minnow is just gonna act on instinct to try and spur this thing forward and dex this one. 15?
Yep, that's 2 spaces.
Okay.
And what would
Okay.
you like to do for your action?
I will dash.
Okay. You're catching up with Catch.
It's a catch up.
You gotta catch that.
Yeah.
Ressa.
All right, I'm going wisdom again because it's doing okay for me. Okay. I'm using inspiration.
Oh, that sounds like that's a fumble.
Yeah, that's exactly why I didn't use it on the 9 earlier.
fair.
That
Yeah.
doesn't even look like a 1 on my screen.
No,
it looks like a 4 and a
7 on
7.
mine. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a 4 and a 7 on mine.
4 and a 7.
But it's a red.
Yeah, that was a fumble.
18.
Okay.
Very good. You move 2 forward.
And this time I'm gonna dash. So I'll take 2 more.
You sort of shoot by Minnow, who's sort of gleefully waving a gun in one hand, like.
Woohoo!
So Nero. Wish y'all would stop rolling 4s on those d6s. You
Stuck again?
No, you, as you sort of reacted and you still sort of got hit and then strained to try to push forward despite that, you hear sort of a grinding noise, and you're pretty sure that's actually like part of that floating thing might have bounced down and now hit the bike. Give me a wisdom saving throw. And if you have, actually no, give me a wisdom check, not a saving throw. And if you have Tinker's Tools proficiency, you can add proficiency.
I have Wood Carver's Tools proficiency. Is it made of wood?
Less helpful.
Oh no.
I didn't use my inspiration earlier, huh?
Does anyone have one left?
You can have mine.
Are you sure?
I don't need Nero to die right now.
Oh god.
Oh, thank you, Sam. Please don't be another one. Okay. Whew. Thank you, Sam.
So you reach down and you can actually see that there's sort of a bit of a hose that's like disconnected, and you can see like the socket that it's supposed to go into. And as you're riding, you sort of are reaching down to adjust it. And at the last moment, your wisdom, okay, perception, we'll go with that. Your sense of smell, which is very attuned to fire, kicks in, and you're pretty sure that you were about to plug that into a thing that would have caused it to entirely explode. And that there is another small clip sort of next to it, and you plug that in and you feel the bike sort of power back to life fully. Your bike would have straight up blown up.
No, he's gonna be talking to himself the whole time he's doing it, like, just gonna put you right back here, friend. Oh, nope, you think that would be a lot of fire damage. Okay, maybe you go here. Are you happier there? I think you're happier there.
Happy little hose. Happy little hose.
That makes me sound like a rapper now.
Yeah, that's an entendre.
Nero and his happy little hose. I'm sorry.
Go ahead and now give me your choice of check to maintain control of the bicycle, which is not exploding. You're welcome.
Yeah.
If I could art, I would absolutely draw like Nero with like the rest of the party, like just like happy in the background, but like smaller, and like Nero and his happy little hose. But I cannot.
But I cannot art. Woo. Yay!
I just watched the one hold up for a little bit. I'm like,
I
please
know.
stop.
I was like, no,
Please don't do that. Don't do that to Nero.
Thanks
You
for
move 2. Would you like
saving
to?
Nero's life, Sam.
What would you like to do?
I'd like to move too.
Zrr.
There we go.
Dent.
All right. Okay, here goes. I don't have any second chances now.
Don't need 'em.
Yes, 21.
Second chances.
You move forward. With that, you're starting to really figure out like the systems of this bike. So you're now at a +2 if you're making intelligence checks. And Nero, you're also getting the hang of like just the physicality of controlling the bike. So you'll be at a +1 with Dex.
Where all the hoses go.
What'd you like to do?
How is I mean, there's no way that car is the same distance behind us.
It hasn't moved yet.
It didn't move
His
last
driver-
round.
Yeah, the driver got caught on fire. He got
Okay. I thought like
Smashed into a window.
Right.
yeah.
I thought our movements forward were like all relative to the location of the car.
No, it's basically this is just pinning you, and like the squares are representing the distance. So he stayed still.
Yeah, I was thinking it was similar to how, I don't know if you watched when we did the space combat in yeah.
No, it's not like that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So yeah, move me forward again, I guess. And I pop a wheelie. No.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
All right. It's gonna do that. And that. You are now going to see, as you're clearing a little bit of distance, which is then quickly made up. Sort of peeling around a corner, the same car that you saw, seems like they took a different route to sort of catch back up. And why did I hear that so many times? Jesus Christ. Okay.
I like those rolls.
You're going to see them sort of like lean slightly out and fire. And you are going to see one of the like wheels in the back sort of go. So that does suggest to you that, Minnow, your guess was entirely correct, that you can destroy the wheels of those things. And then they're gonna move forward.
I mean, on a wagon, I would go for the wheels, you know? Why not on them?
And then let's give me a D10 roll.
Heather, go.
All right.
It can't be worse than Rachel's. It can be too, though.
Okay.
It can be a 2.
We don't know what 2 means.
All right, and someone's gonna roll a d6, and it's gonna be a 4 again.
And then roll a
Please
D6.
don't.
Pattern
Maybe it'd be a
holds.
5.
Don't kill Nero with this D6, please.
Whoever wants to roll it.
D6.
Oh,
3.
It's
I rolled-
me.
Patterns have broken. One.
Good. Catch. What would you, or give me a check to maintain control? Sounds like, I might have one more thing that I figured out.
Yeah, is this one gonna work?
Catch cares for Dylan, but it's also like, fucking get it together and be useful.
Well, I just wanted
It's
to double check. Do we think we like that person that told us to get on these things? They seemed helpful, right? Okay, that's gonna make it a little trickier, but yeah. You're gonna sort of feel a pat. I'll try something.
I'm gonna regret this, aren't I?
17, very good. You move there, and you want to dash again?
Yes.
Okay, you're pulling well away. Minnow.
Did Dylan do his thing?
Oh. Give me a
Do I
luck
want
roll.
Dylan to do his?
Do me a
luck
luck roll.
Oh, fuck a duck.
long distance guidance.
Oh.
Oh.
Wait, did you want a
Maybe low
d20
is
for the luck
good.
roll?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's usually.
What did he have me roll last
Okay.
time?
Okay. Give me another d20 roll. This is how we're going to resolve this. 14. Okay. Dylan pulls out a scroll. I'm going to, because you succeeded the second luck check, let you know your options of, and I'll let you pick what can happen.
Oh shit.
He is going to cast Wall of Stone. That is
Okay.
either going to cut off multiple vehicles behind you, or the spell scroll gets torn from his hands and he does not fire off the spell.
Shit.
So I'll say that, if he fires off the scroll, it's not positioned right. Like he was trying to sort of sculpt it so it would just get, the enemy vehicle, and multiple people are going to have to make luck checks.
Can he hold on to it for a little bit?
No. We've already failed the first luck roll.
Yeah.
The succeeding the second just lets you get to pick your poison.
Roll to make the decision.
My thought is,
Definitely.
go.
Your what? What's your thought?
That we need this good guy to tell. Oh, we don't know if he's good. We need this not asshole guy to tell us where to go and what to do. So even if bad guys are with us, I feel like having good guy near us is probably still more beneficial. So having the scroll torn out of his hand seems like the better shitty option.
The way I'm gathering is that I'm so far ahead of you guys that if he succeeds on the scroll, you all are going to smash into a wall.
Oh, yeah, let's not do that.
Yeah, so we'll go with the scroll.
I also would like to not die myself.
You just sort of seem like, I think I have this, starts to incant something. So it turns out fragile pieces of paper don't do, oh God, we're going fast. All right, Minnow.
Okay.
Minnow takes a deep breath.
Minnow is just adrenaline racing at this point. We're gonna stick with Dex here. 22.
You have a +1 to Dex rolls from now on. You've sort of gotten into the rhythm of how to move with this. It's going
almost
pretty
like if Minnow would just stop thinking so much.
And what would you like to do?
I will shoot at the vehicle again.
Cool. Give me an attack roll with
Disadvantage,
disadvantage, yeah. Or I guess just a Dex check with disadvantage.
I guess I'm gonna do the same thing of kind of going for the tires if I can, but just hoping to just hit this. It's a natural 1.
Oh shoot.
That's a natural 1.
But it's better than having a natural 1 on your Dex check for driving it.
Yeah, but now she's gonna shoot Russa. So
I was gonna say
I shot before I. Yeah.
Is it the discharging the firearm the better time to fumble? God damn. Give me a luck roll.
Oh no.
because those go so well.
Okay.
I mean, the last one bailed you out of.
This is true. I mean, Catch would have been fine. Everybody else would have been
there was no. I'm gonna just. You know what? I grabbed a D10. How silly! I'll roll again. Okay, I'm just kidding. It's a 6. I rolled a 6.
Oh.
It wasn't actually. It's not actually the crit hit. It's fine. It's just I was using it for the damage. Ressa,
oh no.
Ressa, go ahead and take 12 damage.
No, I would have shot before.
Crap. Oh my god.
I didn't mean it, Galway. Damn it! I didn't mean it.
Oh.
Well, I'm trying to.
sorry.
Well, no, but actually, that's the problem. Isn't
you.
Ressa's like the farthest behind.
I have 4
really
hit points.
sorry. Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
You yourself on your
Yeah. I was planning on casting a healing spell for my action this time, but now it's
Oh god. This is also even this is a cruel twist of fate because you rolled a 3 on the d6.
Oh Jesus.
Ressa.
Oh no. Oh no.
It has to do with the fucking place on the
lane?
grid.
Yes.
Oh god. Shit. Fuck.
Ressa, go ahead and give me a dexterity saving throw as you get like shot and you're like, ah! And then sort of look up and like the bike is sort of wavering and you're about to hit a divot. And you're gonna need to like sort of grab.
Oh my god.
Can I guidance myself?
Not on a saving throw.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say. 19. Very good. You sort of like desperately whip the bike back around it. Go ahead and give me a check of your choice to control the bike.
Elise is straight up like, did I just kill Ressa? Did I just kill
I
Ressa?
might have just killed Ressa. Like, Minnow's high on adrenaline, shooting guns on bikes.
Minnow!
She can't speak to her partner for...
Yeah,
you move forward. You move forward by
hasn't
one.
even processed yet.
You want to dash?
No.
Oh no, you probably want to
No.
heal yourself, huh?
Yeah, I definitely want to heal myself. Does anybody else look really awful?
I mean, I'm not doing so hot. I
Not
took
hot.
a lot of damage, but it's okay. I still have some hit points.
I was gonna say,
Good.
but Ressa's in single digits, not high single digits
yeah,
either.
no, I'm not that bad. I'm not that bad.
Ressa
I'm good.
totally, yeah.
Okay.
Yourself.
Yeah, focus on
Then
you.
I'm going cure wounds.
Definitely don't
Yeah.
want to heal Minnow because she shot you.
Ooh, I forgot. All right, going level 2 with that. Please. Give me
Feels
some
right.
good here.
18.
Oh, that's nice.
Okay.
That's
Now,
much
on the
less. I was like,
peppermint check,
oh shit, she could get knocked
check.
unconscious by this.
That'd be
Ah.
fine.
What you just said 18 for?
7 plus 11. You add those two
Okay.
dice chunks together for the healing.
Oh, okay, got it. That's-
Yeah, for
I missed
some
it.
reason, Roll20 chose to display healing when it's upcast entirely differently than any other spell. They made choices.
Yeah. Okay,
Nero,
I feel better now.
for once, you don't have to have an extra challenge in front of you. I think it's like the first time.
Yay! Okay, so I'm gonna dex.
I was
dex
real
it.
worried someone was going to roll the 1 and then like absolutely bomb it, and I was like, of course it happened. 15 because you had a +1 to it. Very good. You move forward too. What'd you like
And
to
I'll
do?
move forward another 2 more.
Zoom zoom.
I'm not a projectile fighter, and I can't heal anybody, so.
Dan,
Minnow isn't either, I guess.
Den, what would you like to do?
You're muted. You muted.
Can't hear you.
Well, I know what I have to do, and then I know what I want to do. All right, so here we go. Intelligence. I'm at +2. Holy
Nice.
shit.
You are now at +3 as you are pulling ahead.
Damn, Gina?
Okay, and I'm not gonna dash. I am gonna point. I'm gonna like kind of contort my arm in a way that's inhumanly possible. And I'm going to point at like the front right tire of this vehicle.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast my cantrip of True Strike.
Okay.
And that's my turn.
Does that like grant advantage or something for somebody? if they're-
Advantage. Well, it grants me advantage on my next attack on it.
Okay.
They're gonna go there, and they're gonna do that, and they're gonna fail fucking miserably. You're gonna see this, the vehicle again, sort of pull up, and you all are gonna hear in your heads. Ahead of you, on the left, is a turn. Take it. Then lay low and wait for me to contact you.
We know how to
Sounds
turn.
like a long rest.
Oh, does it?
No, no way. Let us level. God.
But we
Must
will.
want to be 7.
We will go ahead and just narrate the end of this. So yeah, you see as you're going, there is in fact you can see another one of these sort of roads laid out across. You all turn, and we're just going to say that you all have gotten actually fairly proficient with these. You were able to make it. There's something very
Proficient enough
disquieting.
to, get a proficiency bonus for future motorcycles. Just curious.
No.
I mean, Ketch was like in the lead.
You're operating on adrenaline right now.
Fair.
You're going to see something very bizarre, though. As you turn, you keep going forward. or rather an image of you does. All of you just sort of keep going forward, and you feel sort of this unnatural silence around you all as you turn off to the side. And then you will proceed to like see the car like whip by, and then the guards whip by, still apparently in pursuit of 5 motorcycles and a car. You're going to sort of work your way down through, and then you're going to hear in your head, blend into the crowd. I'll be there as soon as I can.
Just blend in, huh? Just blend in.
Because we
Is
blend
this
in.
sending?
So
Can I reply? I'm just gonna be like, oh, you want us to blend in? Okay.
I'm just picturing Minnow laughing hysterically while riding
like
a
sob
bike.
laughing, like this is fine.
You're gonna sort of drive along for a little bit. You've slowed the pace down now, so that you're not like needing to make constant checks. You're not racing, and you're gonna eventually just sort of pull where the road meets almost a huge, not divot. I'm trying to think of how to describe it. Almost like a valley. And you can see it's like a park. There are actually people here. You've just been whipping through side streets. You have no idea that you haven't been paying attention much to what's around you outside of the occasional times when like something floating in the air tries to kill you. And you can see people walking around here, and it's not heavily populated, but it almost looks like it's a multi-tiered garden. Like it's almost like it's a sort of a terrace. There are lots of plants around. There's grass. There are sort of decorative bushes that have clearly been sort of topiary, or like at least trimmed and maintained. You can see what maybe are shops. Like there's clothing hanging in the windows. Behind just massive panels of glass. Lights are sort of emerging from the walls themselves. And then there's also just smells of food wafting through the plaza. And like as you watch, one of the stalls that you actually can smell food from just sort of like sinks down into the ground and disappears. And then a moment later, sort of on the far side of the park, you can see an elvish woman like walk up and press her hand against a pillar, and a stand sort of rises up. And then she seems to be getting food from it. What would you like to do?
Press my hand against a pillar.
So you just make a beeline for like the first like one of these like small, like it's not a pillar like very tall. It's just like, you know, about waist high.
we park motorcycles.
Yeah, you're able to park them.
Nero lays his down on its side because he doesn't know.
Like pets it. Good job, buddy.
Thank you very much for not blowing up.
So Nero, you do that. You're like, thank you. Immediately make a beeline. You sort of touch one of these little small pillars, and a thing rises up, and you just sort of hear a very mechanical voice. Order?
Kale.
Are you doing the lean into the camera for like the dramatic effect of like Nero like investigating this pillar like up close? I love it.
Payment failed?
And I'll like take out a gold piece and press it against the pillar.
Payment failed?
Tap, tap, tap.
Sorry, I'm just watching Chris and Heather like die.
Minnow,
payment failed?
Minnow might
ready to just walk away.
Yeah, grab Nero and be like, okay, blending in, I think we're going to start by not doing anything suspicious, which might include whatever this, I don't know.
Trying to do what the other person I saw
Yeah,
did.
but now it's not working, and then that's going to make people notice us.
That's fair.
Evan,
and I'll start whistling.
Goodbye. Just sort of slides down into the ground.
Can I check out the shops? I want to kind of scope out the shops, specifically clothing shops, and I want to see if I can watch anybody do a transaction. I want to see what happens when someone buys clothing.
Sure. Give me a perception check. And any of y'all can think about what you'd want to be doing. You're in sort of a
I'll be like, hey, Ressa, can you give me some of that good juice before I... and then just like hug Ressa and be like, I'm really sorry. Okay. I'm gonna put the gun in my bag, I guess.
Quick question. What do these people look like?
You do not have disadvantage, I don't think. So
no.
That is a nat 20.
Hang on, I do have a plus guidance, so I'm just gonna go ahead and
plus
roll
guidance. Jesus Christ, let's bayonet the survivors. Okay, 29. And you will actually, Dent / Sam, get your answer to this in the description as Minnow is looking around. You see plenty of people sort of milling around. This looks like a public square to you. Now, more than, like, as much as the other one was sort of designed like a square, flat ground, buildings around it, etc., this feels like what you would associate with, like, some of the greens in Tormenryle, etc. There's, even if they're weird and come out of the ground, there's vendors, there's shops, and everyone here seems to very much be socializing. They're relaxing, they're chatting. They're normally in, like, small groups of, like, 2 to 6 people sort of walking around, talking, sitting. Some of them are sitting on the grass. Some of them are sort of perusing the shops. You do notice that the clothes that people are wearing are very dissimilar to yours, though many of them wear fairly heavy cloaks because it is still raining. So like their overlayers are closer to some of you, but like the underlayers, it would then be very clear, like, you are not wearing the same pants that these people are. You are not wearing the same shirts. Most of you have visible armor. None of that is what they're doing. You you do see that the shops appear to be staffed as opposed to like the pillars. But, and this is partially based off of the check that you made earlier, they seem to be staffed by something that looks a lot more like Dent than any of you. Like, you can see, it's not Dent. It is not at all like a suit of armor. It's much thinner, like but you can see like there's a sort of metallic head and then like a thin, almost like pipe connecting it to a roughly humanoid body. Most of them have multiple arms, which seem to facilitate like pulling merchandise down and then like wrapping it, bagging it, and handing it to them. And it seems to proceed like, it's fucking nat 20 almost hitting a 30. Like they're just all the details. It seems like the payment part of this operates very much like the stand that Nero tried to buy food from. There is kind of an attendant who is providing the merchandise, but it looks like that payment happens that someone comes in, puts their hand down, and then payment works somewhere through that.
Okay, I'll kind of mention this, and I'll say, like, if you have a cloak and you're not wearing it, wear it. I think that'll help, and I'll make sure I'm wearing my own. I don't know if I would have been already or not, but...
People have disguise self, though.
True.
I don't think I have it up, do I?
I don't have a cloak, nor do I have magic.
We short rested back at
I did it while I was talking to the veggie pygmies.
And Dylan definitely has it.
Sure, most of his spells seem to be coming from scrolls, though.
Well, yeah, Ketch is getting ready to have a conversation with him.
He definitely casted it when we were back in Tormenryle without a scroll.
Yeah, that is true. He did seem to be
Does
able
he
to do
not
that.
have his spell book now? I thought that we were like, one of the things we were doing was getting his spell book.
That was
we got to the place.
inside.
Yeah.
Got you.
And it was, yeah. I can sit when you say about cloaks, I can say I can make myself look like some of them for a while.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. I think that will stand out a lot if we like cloaks are good because, and I'll kind of point out people like everybody seems to be wearing them and they seem kind of close enough to what we have, but the rest of our clothes, we got to do something about. And I pat Dent, our big guy.
I can't do anything for him, but can you help me? I realize I don't always make the best choices. Can you point out a person that I should look like?
Looking around, do I notice that there are a wide variety of types of people, or
Yes.
is there? Okay.
There are certainly a huge number of sort of like lineages or heritages that you're seeing. You're seeing there are some tieflings, there are elves, there are some dwarves. Like basically everything that you would see in Tormenryle, you're seeing here.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead and say that.
So I would say, and I'll pick like someone who's tall, anyone who's tall, like if they, so like elves, that are elves actually tall in this world? I don't know.
There's a
They
couple
can
of
think so.
like Goliaths walking that are.
Do I get the sense that like Fearbolgs are, if Goliaths can just walk around here, then can Fearbolgs just walk around here?
You wouldn't necessarily be surprised.
Okay, I'll turn back to Nero and I'll be like, I think that it's okay to stay looking like yourself, but just like you're wearing a nice cloak over, like, and I'll point out someone who just looks like an average Joe. I'll be like, that outfit, just make yourself wearing that outfit, but maybe change the colors a bit so it's not super obvious you're like one for one copying them.
Can I have a mustache?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna cast Disguise Self with my Fearbolg magic, and I'm gonna have a handlebar mustache.
Oh my god.
And I'm gonna have I'm gonna make it look like that average Joe, but just slightly different in color.
Yep.
Maybe, and
you're gonna see Dellen and he's sort of like, you see him sort of catch the gaze of someone who's a fairly slight human man sort of walking by, and I'm like, and yeah, now he's wearing like very much like sort of a tunic that like cuts across. His coat looks much more like that coat.
I'll like take my cloak off again and like hold it up to Dent and try and gauge like if I think that my cloak would even fit around him in a way, because like Minnow's like not super big, she's kind of very slight as a human. Would this go around his shoulders in a way that would effectively cover up his suit of armor?
He has the body of like your average paladin.
Nero would have better luck, but you also would notice that if you're gonna try to sort of fake him towards more the things that look like him, none of them are wearing cloaks at all.
Dent looks at you trying to like size him up with your cloak, and he was like, but I've been standing perfectly still this whole time. That's me blending in. Right?
There is just a suit of armor in the middle of the park, according to any casual observer.
Hey, Drax.
All right, I'll put the cloak back on me and just be like, I feel like suits of armor, but you don't really look like these things either, even though, right? Because they've kind of got more like spindly.
Yeah, they're
made
more
your store attendant
you
style.
See a couple of other sort of that look like them. They are all definitely slenderer than Dent is, especially right now. But again, you're kind of just on like winging a prayer.
Yeah.
Let me put it this way, above the table, but also just trying to express in mechanics what Minnow would be thinking. If you're gonna have to lie about it, it's probably gonna be easier to say Dent is a weird one of those than it would be to be like, oh no, that's a person who's in a complete suit of armor. It's fine.
Could we disassemble me?
No.
No.
That you don't think that'll go well.
Could you take time to make yourself your slider self?
I can absolutely do that. It takes me an hour.
Oh. Okay.
But okay, so Ketch and Ressa have cloaks.
No.
And I have to do that over a long rest, so yeah.
Dellen would hand Ketch his cloak, because he now has an illusory one.
Could we just find a place to hide me?
I feel like that's probably the best idea, is to kind of like move along.
Are there any small animals around? Like you said, there's a lot of plants and stuff.
As you sort of are watching, you're actually going to see something that you may have heard of this animal, but you'd never seen one. You're going to see sort of from a level of the terrace up from you, a tressum sort of like look at you and go, "Brr," and then fly down on its long, graceful wings. A tressum is basically a house cat with wings. And it's going to sort of like glide.
Shucks.
It's going to like glide its way down and sort of alight and look at you.
Hey, friend. We're new in town. Do you think that you could maybe show us a good place to go if we wanted to just sit down and not be around a bunch of people right now?
And it's going to start walking.
I think we should follow this. Do I know the name of it? Would I?
Yeah, you've heard stories of tressum. They are winged cats.
We should follow this trek.
Give me a quick nature check.
Been able to determine the types of magic or the type of magic that's around, because Ed did tell Dent that this place was like all magic. Ketch did want to ask Dellen that, but I didn't get didn't get a chance.
Dellen will comment that will have commented, even we can say that mostly he feels like raw magical energy. Like this isn't necessarily channeled magic. It's just magic suffuses this place. With that 19, Nero, you do know from the stories of them, they are very smart and understand common. They just can't speak.
Oh, well, I can also, all animals can understand me anyway.
Yeah, I'm going to say it might have a higher int than some of the party members. It has an int of 11.
Oh god, what's my int? My int is 11 as well.
It's smarter than Ressa.
Minoa is a little bit smarter than it. Just a little.
So it's going to sort of like...
I'm just going to be like, so this seems like an interesting play. And just talk to it while we're walking
And
along.
it's sort of, and as you're sort of saying that, it's sort of nodding to you.
Hey, just so you guys know, why do I keep forgetting the name?
Tressum.
Thank you. This Tressum, I know often I speak to animals, but I'm pretty sure everybody can speak to this animal.
You're going to see it just straight up
back.
nod as it's looking back at all of you.
It
Do you think-
understands common tongue.
I'm gonna be like, this is okay. I'm gonna with this
That was
tressum
such a
just sidle on up to this cat. But I'm curious, like when you say it understands common, what we have heard so far from the machines and things and from the guard has not strictly been common, but what we heard from the person in the van kind of was.
Yeah.
I'll like kind of look at the cat and be like, can we do like a blink once for yes, blink twice for no system?
It's going to like look at you and shrug. Blink once.
Okay, I know. Okay, I know you know what I mean. And I'll be like, so is what the language we're talking the language everybody talks here?
You're going to see something very odd as it blinks and then like winks.
I think that's a maybe.
Yeah, or like I mean, do we sound Do we sound like we're out of like an old book?
It's
Do
gonna
we
blink
talk like we're
once.
from an? Okay.
Oh.
Oh God.
I like old books.
Yeah, it's like
It's gonna blink
we're like
once.
talking in King James English. Like, thou art.
Do you want? I don't have anything to offer you.
It's just it's been continuing to walk this whole time. And sort of as you're getting there, it's gonna stop, and you see that you actually hadn't noticed this before. There is again one of these sort of shaped bushes is in sort of a gentle arc. And there's actually a couple of benches inside it, so it screens you from view almost entirely from 3 directions, and then people looking straight on can see you. But at that point, you're sitting on some benches, and Minnow definitely has seen people doing this in the benches around. Dent, 17 insight. What are you checking?
Is this Tresson good-natured? Is it luring us into a trap?
So the insight question there is you're trying to check whether this thing has ill intent for you with what it's doing.
Yes.
No. It seems to be mostly just responding to Nero said, can you show us a place where we'll be out of the way?
Then to follow that up, could I roll a survival check and just to see if I feel that this place is truly secure, or as secure as I'm gonna get?
Sure, yeah, you can give me a survival check.
It's also occurring to me that the voice of the person, 12, did say that we should be blending in. I don't know if hiding is necessarily blending in.
He just said that Minnow saw a bunch of people doing this in other little alcoves as well.
Yeah.
This is fairly
Okay.
I think we're
normal
just
for people
we're
to
just
do.
kind of sitting on a bench. We just happen to be in kind of an area
Not
that's a
super
little.
exposed.
Yeah, you're not having to huddle. You just seem like a group of friends maybe chatting. 12 survival.
And the people that look that are disguised in the right clothes can kind of stand in front and maybe they're talking to the people sitting on the bench. Shield the people.
I thought that if it should have added a 3 to that because my proficiency bonus is a 3.
Are you proficient in survival?
Yes. It's checked off next to survival.
What is survival's? Isn't survival?
It's a wisdom,
though?
so it's
So you're a
minus 1
negative
as well.
1.
Oh.
3 steps forward, 1 step back.
Okay. I was confused by
You seem
that.
like you're pretty well screened from view, and this seems like it's a pretty normal place to potentially sit. It's not, let me put it this way, it is not secure. They're bushes.
Yeah.
If Leader Boy and his troops roll up, they can 100% shoot you through these. But it does screen you from view. So yeah, you sort of plop down. The Tressum is going to sort of then sit and just sort of licking its paw, tucking
Did
a
you
wing
want
around itself.
Some rations, or
It'll look at you and blink once.
okay, I'll pull out some rations from my explorer's pack or whatever it is I have.
Do you want chinny scritches?
Yeah. Hey, Dad,
It'll-
do you have any fish?
It'll look up and sort of go, blink once.
Oh, I'll nice and gentle, reach out and let
Sure,
it
sure.
sniff first and give us.
Do I have any cured fish on me? Probably.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah. I'll kind of wherever we're sitting, I'm gonna be sitting down on the ground probably, so I'm even more out of sight, and I'm just gonna hold out the piece of cured fish towards the Tresson.
I'll sort of eat it. Sit down. Continues grooming itself.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Shoot.
All right.
Amira's allergic to something in the bushes.
I'm
Right.
just waiting for the third one.
The pollen of Moontree City. It's just really fucking
Yeah.
with. And now that I've got the handlebar mustache, it's just all getting caught in the mustache. You know?
Yeah. That
As we're
illusory
sitting
handlebar
here-
mustache that doesn't actually physically exist.
Okay, listen up, ghost eyebrows.
Those
feel
don't
like the
physically exist
adrenaline-
either.
The
That's the
adrenaline
charm.
crash is definitely happening now, right? We are all just full coming down from like.
So you have run from an unknowable monstrosity, watched time go backwards, saved Dellen, fled, gotten out into the, safety, which turned out to be not what you were expecting, and not safe once Leader Boy and his group rolled up. Then fled on motorcycles, almost dying a couple of times in a couple of different ways along the way, getting to this place that is entirely fucking alien in the sense of everything is just working. Like it's almost the worst part of it is like you can see what that should look like, right? You know what a park or a village green should look like. You know this is it, but everything else is so different, and that almost increases the distance than if you were just like, what the fuck is going on?
We're literally in the uncanny valley.
And now you are just sort of like collapsed on these benches, surrounded by shrubs, a hyper intelligent winged cat kind of bathing itself and having a snack as it like blinks at you. It's also shielding itself from the rain with its wings. And you're just like, yeah, you are feeling exhaustion sink into you. You're not actually sure how long you're sitting there. Like, that thing where you start to almost, you're not falling asleep, but you're glazing to the point that time is sort of
dissociating. Yeah,
pretty much. That's the far end of it, sure. And you're gonna hear in your head, sorry, it took me a little bit of time to lose them. Would you care to go someplace you can rest? I cannot call it a safe place, but it is better than nowhere, and the Drakon filth are unlikely to come crashing in.
Is the language that this person is speaking, does it sound normal to me?
Yes.
or to us?
It sounds normal in your head.
Do I recognize this person's voice?
Give me an insight check.
Does Dellen recognize this person's voice?
Does Chris?
I forgot to turn off disadvantage again.
But it also doesn't matter because you fumbled with the
I
first
know.
one.
I know.
Dellen rolled a total of 11, I believe, for his insight. He does not recognize it. Minnow, you're having a hard fucking time processing words.
Yeah.
You're just kind of like, okay, can't say it's safe. So it's dangerous. Wait, no.
I think
it's just...
Minnow's like unconsciously has got the gun back out of her bag and is just sitting there like...
Oh my God.
Can I beg for some insight on this? Because Dent's had a lot of voices in his head lately.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you can give me an insight roll if you want.
And I'm
would like to too.
yeah, and I'm hoping for some guidance as well. Thank you. All right, here we go.
You're choking him.
God damn it!
Oh no.
It's a one that's not a fumble.
There's. I'm not even gonna bother. Sorry. Okay, I definitely don't recognize this person's voice.
No,
Nero's just gonna say, "Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Galway."
I'm actually also gonna say, if anyone else wants to make this roll, it will be at disadvantage, as levels of exhaustion are sinking in.
Yeah, Nero's gonna say, "Rest would be appreciated."
Do you see across from you? There's a wide, shorter building, has partially open walls. And if you sort of scan, you can see that, yeah, there's a building that's significantly shorter. It almost looks like it's horizontally striped. There's a door that you can see. There's stairs to the left of that. Up 2 flights of stairs. That's where I am. I can get you someplace to get rest, possibly some information, and hopefully a solution that you can start working towards.
All of that sounds great.
Hey, Cat, do you have a name?
Blinks once.
Is it Bob?
Blinks twice.
Is it Sharon?
Blinks twice.
Steve?
Oh, wait,
Is it Steve?
Steve. I'll
Blinks
just
twice.
call you
Mr.
Hey,
Steve.
Jimbles?
Nero, can you start with instead of asking what its name is, ask if we can call it something. Give it a
Oh,
good
can
one
I
and see if it
call you
accepts what we say.
something?
I'm sorry, what did you say?
Well,
Rachel?
Can I call you something?
Blinks once.
Something? Do you like something?
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
try
Can
the
I
Mr.
call you-
Jibbles again. I liked that one.
Can I call you Mr. Jimbles?
No, he blinked once.
Mr. Jimbles, do you want to come with us? You've been very nice.
It's going to blink twice.
Oh.
I have more fish.
Mr. Jimbles, will I see you again?
Blink once. And then wink.
That's
Mr.
fair.
Jimbles, you were the best. Thanks.
Blinks.
Thank you, Mr. Jimbles.
You see Mr. Jimbles like go to blink in the
My
I'm like,
God. Is Jebediah with us?
Yeah, I was gonna check on Jebediah as well, but I didn't want to can I pull? I also don't want to pull out Jebediah in front of this cat.
Yeah, maybe
I
not.
want to be like, here, exactly. Right. I care about
Oh, here's my
Jebediah.
You're giving
snack.
him
Thank
such
you.
a great snack.
Yeah, I wanted to check on it after the motorcycles, but then we found Cat, and I wasn't gonna be like, hey,
Oh
let
my
me
God!
just pull
Can
out
you
this
imagine
lizard.
Jebediah sticking his little head out and flapping in the 80 miles per hour chase?
Mr. Jimbles, we're gonna go, but if you stick around and you see any not good people,
Dracon.
yeah, that maybe you can let us know.
It's gonna sort of lean over and point. You see heavily armored, a couple of them, and again standing with sort of the dragon crest. And they're just standing at attention now, sort of on the far side of the plaza.
Let's just go now to.
Yeah, let's get
Bye,
in
Mr.
some shelter.
Jimbles. Thanks for everything.
It's just that's going to move under one of the benches now and then just continue grooming itself. As you are moving, you are dragging. For reference, you are at 2 levels of exhaustion. So you are moving at half speed and have
Yikes.
disadvantage on skill checks.
Jeebus.
Am I also exhausted? I don't sleep.
I don't, but you are vulnerable to the exhausted condition. Essentially, it often refers to with them, with Warforged, lack of proper maintenance. I believe, I don't think you have immunity from exhaustion. You can double check on it, but.
I don't need to eat, drink, or breathe, doesn't need to sleep, and can't be exhausted due to lack of rest.
Okay, so you are just noticing cannot be exhausted due to lack of rest. That's not actually what's exhausting you. So you are going to take the exhaustion here.
Yeah, because it hasn't been more than a day since we've slept.
Yeah.
It's been all the other things that have been happening to us.
Yeah, also maybe, a magical effect that got you here. Maybe had some prices to pay.
I was thinking it was the rain because everyone's in cloaks or something, and I'm just letting it drop.
You're just sort
on
of
me or whatever.
you're just sort of dragging. You make your way across this. You get to this building. Do you follow the instructions?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, you'll push the door open. You'll work your way up these sort of stairs. You push inside, and you sort of are just looking. This seems to be an area where lots of these vehicles are. There's just sort of rows of them stretching out, and you'll see down one side. You see the robed and masked figure. Come.
We're going as fast as we can.
And we're just
and you see another vehicle, almost more similar. It's not the same car that they were in. Or the vehicle they were in. It's more similar to the one that the Drakon troops were in, just in terms of its overall design. And they're gonna slide open one side panel. It's get in. It shouldn't take too long, but it will take a little longer than it should. I want to make sure we are not followed. And if you get in, you feel the vehicle lurch into the air slightly, like it's hovering and then up and out. And now you see this place sort of spread out before you, as you all are inside looking out these windows. Lights twinkling on the sides of towers, massive panels display moving images. The flying vehicles are whipping back and forth through the air, channeling themselves into flows that like suggest roads, but there's nothing that you can see that would suggest where they should go. And all of you, sort of, if you think of it as like you're sitting on either side of it, think of van, you kind of all move to one side, to the right side is ahead of you, and on the right, you can see the tree towering over most of the skyline, glowing gently, and the very air around it seems somehow different at this distance. Like you can see it has a slightly different hue. There are no vehicles flying near it, and the rain that you can see in every direction is not falling on it. It is cloudy above it, but it is not raining on it for some distance. The vehicle twists to the left, no longer moving closer to the tree, and your stomachs twist a little bit as you start to descend. This is not a feeling you are used to unless you are falling off the edge of a fucking cliff. You sort of twitch a little bit. Almost some of you are shaken out of almost like dozing off as you bump on the ground. And you think that now you can feel sort of the ground, so you think that you're actually using wheels. You wind through an area that looks much more like where you first landed. Large buildings, heavy shutters, no people moving. And then you turn into an opening in a building, and the opening closes behind you. And the figure will get out and sort of beckon for you to follow and begin walking slowly down a hallway. I'm assuming you follow after.
Yeah, can I see who this person is? Can I get a glimpse of them?
They are very heavily robed, and unlike the other ones who are wearing helmets, this is a mask. So it is sitting closer to their face and is entirely opaque from your view. The eyes are a material that you're not familiar with. You would sort of most associate with smoked glass. So you suspect they can see through, but you certainly can't see into them. They'll get to the end of a hallway, touch one of these panels that seems to accept a hand. The door will slide up. They'll go in, and they'll gesture for you all to come in.
Before I walk in, I'm going to say, who are you, and why are you helping us?
I do not wish to explain until this place is secure versus anywhere else. It is very difficult to tell where Drakon could be listening.
Insight?
Sure.
And I know it's disadvantage. But...
So tired.
But you have guidance.
Yes, I do.
Also a +7 mod. 16. You think this person is telling the truth. They seem very nervous. Okay. They seem more relaxed, and they seem to be relaxing more as each of you, if others have filed in before you, you can see they're
Okay. I will follow then.
You'll see the door close. You'll see them tap several buttons on a wall panel. And you feel, especially those of you who are magically inclined, feel a slight sort of surge of energy around, and you'll see them sort of slump backwards. Be there is food and resting bedrooms through there. And then they're going to sort of and pull the mask off, revealing a golden green lizard folk. I am Asana, and I think I am probably from where you are, or at least a place you are more familiar with. And let's wrap up there for tonight.
Son of a bitch.
Cool.
He's a son of a bitch.
Oh. Grown.
Oh, that was bad.
Oh.
Are you furiously flipping through your notes to check if the name is the one that you think it is?
Uh-huh. It's the daughter of
Berdier.
That's the daughter.
This is Berdier's daughter, a golden green lizard folk girl named Asana.
I was literally, the last place that I was just fucking when we talked to Berdier. So, yeah.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much to the players for playing. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you all for not dying in the motorcycle chase, which ended up being unexpectedly deadly. I was expecting it to be this like, yeah, let's have a fun little challenging mini game, maybe like really sell this year in the future. Plus, Elise had specifically requested getting to ride a motorcycle. Didn't expect that to be the part that almost like murdered at least 2 of you.
Helps when you don't just wave a gun around without knowing what you're doing.
While not knowing what you're doing with a
motorcycle.
gun, while not knowing what you're doing on a motorcycle, while traveling very fast.
Bad news.
And it helps when your motorcycle doesn't actually explode under you. If you've enjoyed this, go ahead and give us a follow here on Twitch. We would tremendously appreciate that. We will be live with Tier Moontree Isle next in 2 weeks, scheduling going as planned. Next week we will have on Wednesday evening Goats of Saltmarsh starting at 9 p.m. Eastern. On Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern we will have Spire, and then at 9 p.m. Eastern on Friday we will have Goats and Dragons: The Fates of Rin. As I said, if you enjoyed this, go ahead and give us a follow here on Twitch. You can also check out our archives over on YouTube. You can subscribe and cheer for us here on Twitch, and you can check out our podcasts, Goats and Dragons and Helpful Goat Presents. We would tremendously appreciate it. You can use the ! Discord command in chat to join our Discord. It is a good time where people will chat about the stuff we do and chat about other things and get through life. Thank you so much to all of the players. Well done on surviving your first encounter with Moontree City. And from all of us here at Helpful Goat Gaming, have a wonderful evening. Be safe. Be well. Be kind to each other and to yourselves. Love you. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.